wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned. Tell me you're the greatest, but once you turn, they hate us. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Away. I swear I'll never be a sad away. My enemy. Away. I swear I'll never be a sad. Look out for yourself. But I'm ready. Your words up on the wall as you're praying for my phone, and the laughter in the halls and the names that I've been called. I stack it in my mind and I'm waiting for the time when I show you what it's like to be worse fit in a mind. Tell you you're the greatest, but once you turn, they hate us. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy.
Get on your feet and welcome the stars of the show, your 2020-25 Welland Jackfish, presented by Crime Stoppers of Niagara. Leading off and playing right field wearing number 15, P.O. Boucher. Batting second and playing center field wearing number 11, Gio Morello. Batting third and playing shortstop wearing number 4, Jonah Weisner. Batting fourth and catching wearing number 23, Robert Mullen. Batting fifth and DHing tonight wearing number 24, Grayson Barrett. Batting sixth and playing third base wearing number 10, Mateo Porcelato. Batting seventh and playing first base wearing number 6, Austin Gum. Batting eighth and playing left field wearing number 21, Brandon Hughes. And batting ninth playing second base and wearing number 20, Brandon Luther. Starting on the bump tonight for your Welland Jackfish wearing number 2, Teodoro Ortega. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able and remove your hats. Here to honor Canada with the singing of tonight's national anthem, please welcome Olivia White.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, with
Next now, please direct your attention to the mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitch. All right, Antonio, it's your pitch. All right, now we head down to the Director of Fun with tonight's Play Ball Kids. Take it away, Ryan.
All right, Fanatics got Nathan, Eli, and Miles here to get this party started on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Play ball!
Here we go, showtime.
Restricted area. Warning. Please identify yourself. Access granted. System uploaded. Updating protocol. Face recognition. Welcome to Visionary.
Are you ready? Let's go. Muchos intentaron, no pudieron pararme. Bajarme de aquí, van a tener que matarme.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome inside Welland Stadium. A blustery, sunny, cloudyish 26 degrees here in Welland. Alec Murray, Reese Dumani. Another edition of Jackfish Baseball. As the Welland Jackfish getting set to play host to the London Majors. Reese back in the win column last night in dramatic style. 14 runs on the board, and now they turn to Teodoro Ortega against the London Majors. 1-2 in the standings. Should be a good one here tonight at the pond.
It absolutely should be. It was just a matter of time before we saw the Jackfish offense explode once again. We are kind of tired of those 0 runs, 1 run, 2 run games for the Jackfish following a 3-2 loss here at home on Thursday. They get the job done in the hammer, 14-8 the final. Like you said, the offense came alive at Bernie Arbor Stadium. They're looking to make it 2 in a row against the London Majors, who had a 5-3 lead heading into the 7th before giving up a 3 spot to the Barnstormers and eventually falling 6-5 at Labatt Memorial Park.
Here is Teodoro Ortega's home debut as he's inside for ball 1 to start the at-bat. Toby Simmons leading things off. Ortega has been a road warrior thus far this season. Outstanding numbers for the second-year starting pitcher of the Jackfish as Simmons fouls it back 1-1.
Yeah, it's about time we see him at the pond, eh? It's been long enough.
It's been too long.
Yep, absolutely. 3-0, 21 innings for him, 2.14 ERA. He has struck out 29 and only walked 3.
Ben Abram started last night. An exceptional start in Hamilton for Abram. Really good pitch, and the home plate umpire says that one was high, 2-1.
That's a little bit of a different look. Umpire with the hand up.
I like it. Wave and a miss from Simmons, and it's 2-2.
Kind of saves the pitcher from asking where that was.
Saves us from guessing.
Yes, it does.
Wind is really blowing out to right field tonight. Ortega's 2-2, bounces in the dirt, and it's full count.
And you said it, 1-2 coming into action today. The 12-6 London Majors, 13-5 Welland Jackfish. Yeah, everybody at the ballpark's amped up for this one.
3-2, Ortega outside, ball 4. Simmons a leadoff walk, his only 4th walk of the season, and it's a leadoff one here in the first inning. The shortstop, number 6, Francisco.
And for Simmons, that'll be walk number 9 for him on the year. He's a .351 hitter, so maybe a walk isn't the worst thing in the world against number 96 in gray. But this London Majors team, I'm sure a little bit frustrated after that game. Like I said, having a lead going into the 7th and then giving up 3 to Chatham and falling by 1.
Ortega deals, wave and a miss, strike 1. To the shortstop, Francisco Fajardo here tonight. Simmons, good speed at first base aboard.
Yeah, 8 steals. Him and Porcelato kind of the matchup on the base paths here tonight.
We'll rip through the defensive lineups for the Welland Jackfish here after this Ortega offering. That is a strike on the outside. Let's take a look defensively at the Welland Jackfish. Brendan Hupe will start in left, Gio Merlo in center. Pio Boucher gets the nod in right. Mateo Porcelato and Jonah Weisner occupy the left side of the infield. Brandon Luther and Austin Gum on the right. Teodoro Ortega does the pitching. Robert Mullen does the catching. Grayson Barrett back in the lineup. He will DH here tonight as Ortega delivers outside, and it's 1-2. We'll line it up here for the London Majors offensively. Toby Simmons leads off. Francisco Fajardo will bat second. Tucker Zadunich will bat third. Eduardo Diolio will bat fourth. Byron Reitstein follows by Josh Niles and Brad Verhoeven. Kenny Sugi and Trey Amaral lead it off. That ball is crushed to right field down the line. That's going to be a fair ball base hit. Rounding third is Simmons. He's going to get the stop sign, and it's a double. So the first two reach here in the top of the first as Fajardo doubles. 2 on now, nobody away for the Majors. 3-hitter as Tucker Zadunich now will step in. Hard contact. I'm surprised he got the stop sign.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get the wave around. Roop throws up the stop sign, but Simmons had the speed to score, but it's also, you don't really blame them for trying to force the issue in the first. I think second and third with nobody out is a pretty good situation, especially for Zadunich coming up. You know, that's an early out that you don't necessarily want to make it home plate, so you take your chances here with the number 3 hitter, see if he can drive in 2.
So uncharacteristic of Ortega to start. Now he's got nobody out and 2 on in scoring position. He's got to work out of it here as ball 1. The Majors have seen Ortega this season, and he was excellent at Labatt Park.
That was that extra inning contest where we didn't see any scoring until I believe the 8th inning.
Yep. 1-1 it was into the extra inning. Grayson Barrett's home run. Zadunich checks his swing. It's a strike, 1-1. Well, we know Ortega can strike out batters with the best of them in the IBL. I mean, you got to be thinking infield fly here. K for Ortega.
Yeah, those are the best case scenarios here. I'm sure you'll trade a sac fly for a run, but yeah, anything on the infield would be nice.
Pitch to the Zadunich is inside, 2-1.
Just early on not to say he's thrown a ton of pitches yet or a ton of balls, but at the same time, we're not used to seeing a ton of really 2-ball counts from Ortega. Much like Dominguez, like we saw on Thursday, very much a strike thrower.
2-1. Chopper on the ground to the right side. Luther's got it on to first. They do trade an out for a run. Simmons crosses home, and the Majors have an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that ground ball does 2 jobs in one. You score the run, and then you also move Fajardo over to third base. So you've still got a runner in scoring position, less than 2 outs. You'll absolutely take it out for a run there, especially with none on the board. But now the Jackfish will bring the infield in to try and cut down that second runner. But one of the better power bats in this lineup, Eduardo Diolio, is stepping in.
Possibly the all-star starter for the other side of things behind the plate. Eduardo Diolio putting up good numbers to start the season offensively. Tried to make it 3-0 with that swing. Comes up empty, 0-1. Power v. power here. Diolio 5 bombs on the season. Batting over 300. I'm sure London happy though. 4 batters in, they got a 1-0 lead on Ortega. Ground ball in the infield. Weisner stares the runner back to third. Throw on to first in time. Tougher play than it looked with the infield in, 2 down.
Yeah, Weisner again making it look easy on the infield. And to start there with Diolio being that power right-handed bat, it's kind of assumed that you might shift over a little bit to the left side. Weisner was fairly close to, well, porch. I'm not going to say the line, but fairly close. They were fairly close to each other, so that made the play a little bit easier, where if he's playing that traditional short position, he might be a little bit closer to the middle of the diamond, and that ball would get through. So that's great execution on the scouting from the Jackfish there. Weisner makes it, like I said, way easier than it looked, and there's 2 down now. Jackfish 1 pitch away from minimizing the damage.
0-1. Ortega starts him out. Evening up the count at 1-1, Ortega. Reitstein, a runner at third, 2 down. Going to take a base hit to bring him home.
He had the guns out for BP, Reitstein, too. Had the tank top going. Still can hit the ball a long way.
Reitstein comes up empty, 1-2.
And we saw it last time the majors were in town, that the pitching for the Jackfish just tried to pound that inner part of the plate and down below the knees. Just the swing path for Reitstein, it's a little bit more difficult for him to get to that pitch when you try to go back foot.
Pitch is in there, strike 3 called. Ortega catches him looking to end the inning. 1 run crosses. Ortega gets out of it. After half an inning, it's 1-0 London as we head to the bottom of the first.
All right, Fanatics, it's time to direct your attention to the grandstand area for your favorite tradition here at the pond. Presented by Niagara College. We head down to the Director of Fun to take it away.
Yeah, Director of Fun, that's right. You're about to find out. I'm here in Section 105 with Sharon, who hails from Grimsby. This is her very, 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 very first time here at the pond, and she won't stop talking about how she wants to become one of you. But the only way to do that is one thing and one thing only, Fanatics. And here comes Fisherman Fred herself. Sharon, it's time. It's time for you to get close and personal with this ice-cold Halifax cod. Fanatics, make some noise for Sharon. Hope she's not allergic to fish. Yes! Sharon, not only going to kiss the fish, become one of us, going to walk home with a Niagara College gift pack and an ice-cold pond water lager. One more time for our newest Fanatic, Sharon.
How do fries sound if Welland Jackfish pitchers strike out 5 or more opposing batters during any home game this season? Each fan at the park can redeem their game ticket for a free medium fry with any purchase at Welland McDonald's locations on Niagara Street and Lincoln Street. $5 from every strikeout this season will be donated to the Ronald McDonald House. Leading things out from the bottom of the first for the Jackfish, the right fielder, number 15, P.O. Boucher.
Bottom of the first inning, P.O. Boucher steps into the batter's box, leading things off against starter Colby Ring for the Majors, showing bunt, pulling back, and taking for ball 1.
Boucher getting in on the fun yesterday, his first extra base hit in the Inter-County Baseball League, showing off the opposite field power yesterday in Hamilton.
Bounces in there for ball 2. Take a look at the Majors' defensive alignment here momentarily. As we take a look here, Tucker Zadunich will start in left field. Toby Simmons in center. Kenny Sugi will round out the outfield. Josh Niles, and then it will be Francisco Fajardo over at short. Hammerall and Verhoeven, round out the infield. Ring and Diolio the battery. And DHing, of course, Byron Reitstein for London. Pitch to Boucher is called strike 2.
And not surprising to see the Majors go with a left-handed here. Again, a lefty-loaded lineup for the Jackfish.
As that one is fouled off down the first base line. Here comes the 2-2. Boucher taking all the way in a full count now. Colby Ring spent last season in Hamilton. Now here with the majors this year. Boucher looking to lead it off and get on base here. And he takes ball 4, so both starters walk the leadoff man here to start. And Boucher's aboard for Gio Morello.
And they hope for the same result as well. The leadoff hitter for the London Majors coming around after getting walked. That was Simmons, and now Boucher the same. And for Colby Ring, that's walk number 7 on the year. This is game number 8 for him. 11 innings, 4.90 ERA. He struck out 13. He's given up 15 hits. So he can definitely sit guys down himself, but he does give up quite a few hits. That's over 1 per inning. He's got an early base runner to deal with.
Lengthy lefty, and Boucher is wasting no time. It's a breaking ball, too. Even better, Boucher swipes second base, and he's in a scoring position.
Jackfish not wasting any time. They want that run back as quick as possible. Again, just something Boucher can add to this club. This is game number 3 for him. Looking to make trouble on the bases.
Bounces in as Morello takes all the way, 1-1.
Verhoeven with his toes on the grass over at first base. You're also seeing Niles, a little bit of an angled stance at third base. Also expecting Morello to potentially lay one down, get that runner over to third base.
Fajardo right up the middle, too, almost. As Morello takes outside, 2-1.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Gio with a man on in scoring position. In the driver's seat, 2-1. Check second. Offering comes home. Morello in on his hands. Frustrated, chucks the bat. Fajardo's under it. He will make the catch, 1 away.
Yeah, that's definitely a frustrating one. Morello thought he got a really good pitch to hit to try and drive into a gap and get a runner home to tie the ball game, but just got a little bit under it and unable to get a job done. But now Weisner comes up, one of the better hitters, contact hitters in the IBL, so he'll look to pick his center fielder up here. And again, it'll just take a base hit. Boucher's got the speed to get home.
So here's Weisner with a runner at second base and 1 down. Fajardo all the way behind the bag at second now. Massive gap on the left side of the infield crease.
That was a little bit of an awkward moment at the plate there, the way DeOlio tried to catch that pitch. Called a strike, but just the way he caught it made it look awkward. But yeah, you're right. There is a ton of space for Weisner to drive a ball the other way. If he hits it hard enough, that could easily split the outfielders as well.
Weisner batting a clip under 400 this season. He's got 5 long balls on the year. 0-1 on the way. Breaker catches the corner, and it's 0-2.
Here the Jackfish are just looking for a ball on the ground somewhere. Again, you'd love a base hit, try and get the run home, but give yourself a chance. Put the ball on the ground. See if Weisner can get it done.
Here comes Ring's pitch. Another big breaker, and that time stays high, and it's 1-2.
I thought he was getting ready to ring him up, but
I
it was
too.
that motion to show it was high. First inning, we'll get used to it.
I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, it gives clarity. Lets everybody know where that pitch was. Here comes the 1-2. That one is definitely high, and it's even at 2s.
I mean, I was never a IBL caliber umpire by any means, but you know, that's something they're like, nope, you never show where that pitch was. It just looks bad, and it's like, well, why? You know, I kind of get what they're saying, but also at the same time, it saves yourself a headache.
Absolutely. Saves everybody looking around like, where do you think that was? Well, I'll tell you. Weisner fouls it off. It'll stay 2-2.
Everybody clap your hands.
Crowd still filing in here tonight on Saturday. Long weekend.
Yes.
Victoria Day, a long weekend. It's a lot of home games in a short amount of time for the Welland Jackfish starting on Tuesday night. Canada Day, fireworks. Doesn't get better than that.
Less than 500 tickets, so
yeah, you got
those are going to go fast.
Absolutely. 2-2 to Weisner. Downstairs, and it's another full count. That rings run up here.
Yeah, Weisner's having a really good battle in the box here with this London Majors left-hander, Colby Ring. You try and drive that pitch count up early on. Weisner's doing a really nice job, and most recently moving to the 3 spot, but that's a leadoff hitter's job, and that's what he was before the last week.
3-2's not competitive, and it's another walk for Ring, his second of the inning. So 2 aboard via the walk, and that'll bring in Robert Mullen.
And Mullen, last time we saw him step to the plate at the pond on Thursday, not the last time, but in that game on Thursday, he sent his 9th home run over the wall in left field, an absolute shot. Unfortunately, in a losing effort, but you know, the Majors were the team that last time they were here, I believe twice, Mullen was walked intentionally, and they fully know what he can do, and he's going to look to do some damage early in this game.
A guy who, ever since leaving the Majors organization, has been in their nightmares. Start last year, every time London was here, every time the Welland Jackfish were in London, he had at least 2 to 3 hits. He's continued that torrid stretch against his former team this year, except it's been the entire league now. He wants that pitch back.
Oh, big smile over to the Majors dugout, too. He knew it. He knew he got a really good pitch to hit there.
That was a cement mixer, what you like to call it. Middle. And Mullen was just out in front of it.
As much as you like to have the lefty-lefty matchup against this left-handed loaded lineup, this is the one guy that you really don't want a left-hander on the mound for.
Downstairs, 2-1. And with 2 men aboard and less than 2 outs, Roop's got nothing to do with him but pitch to him. Robert Mullen. And a 2-1 count. Ring checks second. Now he'll offer home. Big breaking ball, and it's 3-1. Do you come at him here, or do they stay cautious? I mean, it doesn't get any easier with a power bat, but you do get the lefty-lefty matchup with Grayson Barrett.
Yeah, there's really no such thing as a get-me-over pitch anymore. And are they going to put him on here 3-1? They are. They're not even going to pitch to him.
They don't want to throw a 3-1 pitch to him. That's a very interesting move. Not very often do you see batters get walked with a runner at first base, let alone 2 runners on, and all of a sudden the bases are now loaded for Grayson Barrett, so they would rather the lefty-lefty.
Again, it's tough to blame them. You know, you usually see that if it's like 3-0 and you're like, I really don't like my chances to work my way back into a count. 3-1, I thought you could still try and get a quality strike over. You know, if you shoot for a corner and miss, I mean, it is what it is. He ends up on first, but you've got to force everywhere. So, yeah, really interesting. But again, a guy that could put 3 runs on the board.
Barrett takes a breaking ball to start for strike 1.
The only thing is, the last time London Majors saw Grayson Barrett in the batter's box, that ball went a long way into right field.
A long way. A super long way.
How long?
0-1 is outside. Astronomically far. It might have hit the city building in center field.
Of course, that was off of
Might have
Skylar Janice, but
might have
still.
hit somebody's car in the parking lot. 1-1. Barrett on the ground. This could be 2. Hammerall the second for 1. Back to first. He beat it out. We're tied. How about the DH Barrett? Wheels down the first base line. That's why I run it out. And that'll go as an RBI ground out for Barrett. 2 away now and runners at the corners.
Absolutely, for a team that coming into at least yesterday's game had a lot of struggles scoring with runners in scoring position and putting the bat on the ball.
And Roop Chanderdat is now having a conversation with Reese, the first base umpire. There's a pair of them out there. Did somebody get tossed from this game?
That's Skylar Janice they're holding back, number 38.
Ben Mercier is at first tonight, and Janice has to be pushed back here. Did he get thrown out?
That's a big bullpen arm for the Majors.
still letting his
I would
thoughts
have-
be known.
Yeah, I would have to imagine if he's still going. He must be just getting his money's worth.
In the first inning, Reese, of a game that is between the 1 and 2 seeds, your closer gets the hook.
And like,
He's pointing at him now.
he was safe.
Yeah, he was. He beat it out. Yeah, Janice is going to be sent early.
He's walking down to the pen now. I would imagine he'd have to exit the field or the playing area. Probably going to get his stuff in the bullpen.
Home
if he
plate
had dropped
umpire
there,
Trevor Bertrand now keeping an eye. Yeah, that's exactly what
Yep.
he's doing, going to grab those cleats and glove. So Skylar Janice, if this is a close game tonight, that is a big-time ejection. First pitch to Porch. And the fans are letting him hear it.
I'm surprised they started play before he left. And that's tough. That's a tough thing about Welland Stadium. You got to walk through the crowd.
Sent security over there to walk up with him. As Porch comes up empty on the swing, 0-2.
Yeah, that's a really tough arm to lose in the first inning.
All the way up the visitors' side stairs and all the way around to the other side of the ballpark through the concourse.
He's a very intimidating 6'4", 220 in the ninth inning.
He's got a save here in Welland already this season. 0-2 to Porch. Flares it off in a no man's land. Coming in, Zadunik. He's under it to make the running grab and retire the side. But Grayson Barrett, an RBI ground out, has us tied at 1. After 1, we'll head to the second here in Welland.
All right, Fanatics, it's time to direct your attention to the area in front of the Jackfish dugout as it's time for the MT Bellies Dizzy Bat Race. We'll throw it down to the Director of Fun, who we think is ready with our contestants.
Thanks, Alec. Here we go. It's time for the empty bellies dizzy bat race. We've got Penny and Ruby. Here's how this works. When I say go ahead to bat to ground, grass, whatever. Spin around till I say stop. At what point? Try to get up, probably. Hit the ball off the tee. First contestant to do so wins $25 to empty bellies. Fanatics, welcome to Saturday night. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go! Oh, she's kind of sticking off here. Round and round and round she goes. She'll probably fall down here. Nobody really knows. She slowed down a little bit, but we'll keep her going. Who's going faster? They're just kids, sir. They're just children. Oh, yeah, you guys always say that. All right, really keep going. Really keep going. Here they go. Here they go. Keep going. Keep going. All right, you ready, guys? You think? 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Congratulations, you went down, but you ended up winning it. Thanks, make some noise again for our competitors. We'll be back.
All right, we are pleased to announce that the Welland Jackfish at the Pond is a licensed entertainment venue. Visit the bait shop concessions or the new Miller Lite dugout located on the third base side and enjoy an ice-cold tall boy. Please drink responsibly and respect the rules in helping us maintain a positive atmosphere for each and every one of you Welland Jackfish fanatics. Now batting the third baseman, number 30, Josh Niles.
Top half of the second inning. 1-1 after 1. Teodoro Ortega back to work as he pumps in strike one to the leadoff man here. Josh Niles, the third baseman.
Jackfish answering in the bottom of the first on no hits in that inning.
There we go.
Couple of 3 walks, if you include the intentional walk to Mullen.
Look out. Hot shot fouled back to the on-deck man. It's Brad Verhoeven. scoreboard is now out. That ball sent in the air to left field. Drifting under it over there and hauling it in is P.O. Boucher for out number 1.
And that was a hanger. I think Ortega may have gotten away with that, and he pounded his glove a little bit extra after that. And I think he knows as well that pitch was up in the zone. It was a hanging breaking ball, but Niles just got a little bit under it. Probably that's what they were trying to avoid with Robert Mullen, is leaving a pitch up like that, because that definitely would have put 3 on the board.
Well, you saw he missed it. The second one he got, that was the pitch to hit. Ortega deals to Verhoeven, who fouls it up and out of play. 0-1. Really turned into a really nice crowd here tonight, Reese.
Yeah, it has. It has bright, sunny day. It's supposed to rain buckets on Monday, but then clear for a Canada Day contest.
Lots of fireworks, lots of red in the stands. That one must have just missed somewhere, 1-1. Canada Day, always a tradition here at the pond. Always a party. As that one will miss high, 2-1.
Yeah, 8 teams in action on Canada Day. I believe every game is either a 6 or 6:35 start. 6:35 start here in Welland. Get your tickets, wellandjackfish.com.
You got to get your fireworks in, right? That ball stroked to center field. Gio Morello a couple of steps to his left. He will make the catch, and quickly 2 down here in the second. It's more like Theodore Ortega we're used to.
Yeah, that leadoff walk in the first inning was definitely out of character for Ortega, and he's got a couple of lazy fly balls here in the second and working his way nicely through the 6, 7, and 8 part of this Majors lineup. And I think the only game on Canada Day that's not at 6 or 6:35 is in Guelph. That's a 7:35 start.
Okay. Down at Hastings Stadium.
I think they want to go a little bit earlier on Canada Day.
They're going to be a little bit late, but the kids are out of school now, right?
That's
so
true. Yeah.
Don't got to get home as early. You stay up late. 1-0 turns into 2-0 to Kenny Sugi, and Jackfish know him well. Walked him off a couple of weeks ago.
It's been a walk-off machine for the Majors.
Yeah,
against everybody.
What's he got? 2 or 3 walk-offs this season, I'm pretty sure. Does Sugi. Take a look at Theodore Ortega as he cocks into his windup, wave and a miss, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, and the number 8 spot, a spot that the Jackfish have needed more production out of, you could say. It really hasn't mattered who's been in that spot.
Yep.
He's done the job for the Majors.
We've talked about that. That one's a hot shot to second. Luther's got it. He'll take his time on to the bag at first. Side retired, 1-2-3. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 1-1 here in Welland.
Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now. Just leave it there, that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now.
Want to be the fan of the game? 4 2025 Flex tickets and a Giant FM t-shirt to the loudest and craziest fan of the pond. Make some noise! Leading off the second inning, the first baseman, number 6, Austin Gom.
So here's Austin Gom to lead off the second inning. Colby Ring back out of the bump for the Majors. First pitch is outside for ball 1. We're being quick in, quick out, Reese, on the broadcast tonight. We're trying to do double duty here.
Yeah, Alec, you've got twice the responsibility.
A lot of responsibility. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to contain that. That's a high throw, but that's a great play to first base. I thought he had him on the bag. Gom is going to be called safe. As they say, the first baseman, Verhoeven, came off the bag.
Yeah, it was close. I thought he kept that foot on too, but I guess that toe just dragged off of first base as the throw was just a little wild. Again, as a first baseman, you got to go for the ball first or else it ends up down the line and you're looking at an extra bag or two, but I thought he did keep that toe on. Umpire said he did not, and that's a little bit of a gift to start the second for the Jackfish.
I mean, it was bang, bang regardless. I thought it was a great play by Verhoeven at first base. Gom wheeling it down the first base line, and for the second consecutive inning, Reese, the leadoff man's aboard for Welland. It feels like after last night, already watching this team, that you had 1,000,000 pounds lifted off every single one of those offensive guys' shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. It just, everything exploded. They were 2-1, headed into the 5th inning, and then they just exploded with 10 and made it 12-1 after 5 in Hamilton. And you know what? It was kind of nice as well. You get back-to-back games against the Cardinals, so you get frustrated the night before. You load the bases twice. Didn't score in either inning that you did that. Well, you get a chance 24 hours later against the same team. I'm sure that helped quite a bit.
2-0 on the way is Hine, and 3-0 count to Hupe. Talk about that 8-hole.
Yep.
Hupe in a 3-0 count. Got to be taken all the way here. Gom the lead off first.
And they have scored it a single instead of an error on the throw.
And it's a 4-pitch walk to Hupe. So the first 2 men reach here in the bottom of the second for the Jackfish. And that'll bring up Brandon Luther.
And with Luther out of that 9 spot again, he had a brief appearance up at the top in the leadoff spot, but back to where he's comfortable in the 9 spot. In 3 straight, Thursday, Friday, and now Saturday. Luther, a guy that can easily work counts and wouldn't surprise me if he waits for a strike.
Luther changed his walk-up, saw it?
I like it.
He did.
The stroke.
That's the Brandon Underhill special here at the pond. And Luther takes ball 1. They'll check it down. He did not go. And now the fans are on to Colby Ring for ball 6.
Yeah, the Majors corners in on the Luther showing bunt there.
There's the pitch. He pulls back 2-0. Ring can't find the strike zone. He's thrown 6 straight balls.
And you've got Verhoeven charging no matter what. You've got the second baseman.
Verhoeven is
and
way
Marl
in on that
covering,
infield.
yeah.
He is way in.
That means Ring has the third base side.
3-0 now to Luther.
He's got to throw a strike first.
7 straight balls from Ring.
There's really no need to show bunt here. Again, force him into the strike zone.
Ring in trouble of loading the bases here. He pulls back, and it is a strike.
Yeah, to be honest, I expected more of an automatic take. Just keep it on your shoulders.
Absolutely. An infield single from Austin Gom. A walk to Hupe. And Luther, the 9-hole hitter now, looking to load the bases for the top of the order. 3-1 to Luther. He's going to put it down to the first base side. Throw to third is going to be in time. So they get the lead runner, but 2 remain on. Good play by Verhoeven.
Yeah, ball was just bunted a little bit too hard, and with Verhoeven charging immediately as Ring started his movement towards home plate, that's an easy play to make. You know, you want to go down first base, of course, try and get it as far away from third as possible, but just hit a little bit too hard. First baseman moving in. Sorry, go ahead, Alec.
No, I was just going to say, so here's P.O. Boucher into the batter's box, and he takes ball one.
Yeah, the one advantage too going down third base, of course. You might force the third baseman to come in and play the ball, but also the pitcher's got to come off the mound and get that ball as well. So advantages to both sides. Luther decided to go first base and just, like I said, just bunted a little bit too hard.
1-0 on the way. Mile-high pop-up behind home plate. Look out below. That one hits a fan down there. Couldn't make the grab, and it's 1-1.
If you're the Jackfish, this is where you want to stay in rhythm where you were yesterday, where you had those runners on, runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs. You know, continue the trend of driving them in.
1-1. To Boucher. Big breaking ball. Comes back in for a strike. I think that's the first time we've seen that looper be called a strike. Beginning of the game, he was just leaving it high, and now able to bring it back in. I think that's looks like a pretty good pitch to hit too.
Yeah.
Boucher just wasn't ready for the off speed. 1-2 from Ring. He was ready to hit that one and wallops it deep to right field. Back at the wall. It is gone. A P.O. Boucher bomb at the pond. A 3-run shot. And the Fish have a 4-1 lead.
That was a shot. P.O. Boucher hit that a mile to right field. Sugi gave it a look, but that one is well gone. The fans are on their feet here at the pond. Jackfish lead for the first time. There's a little bit of an adjustment for the new guys coming in, but it looks like it only took a couple of games and one at bat for P.O. Boucher to hit his first bomb.
We said he wasn't ready for the first one, Reese. They go right back to the same pitch, and oh boy, he was ready for that one. First pitch to Morello is downstairs for a ball.
And Ring not being in the strike zone early in this second inning cost him there.
The walk comes around to score. Two 2-0 to Gio Morello. Gets a call there on the outside, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, albeit only one base on balls, but he had a stretch there. It was just 7 straight out of the strike zone. Eventually got the fielder's choice out of Luther, but just too much of the plate to Boucher.
Morello in on his hands, bounces it to second base. Grabbed there by Amaral on to first in time. 2 down.
The shortstop, number 4, Jonah Weiser.
The vibes are up now at the pond. CJ all dressed in white for boy band night, doing something on the dugout. What are we calling that?
Is he going to bring headbands back into style here, Reese?
I mean, everything seems to be coming back, so you never know. Aren't records a big thing again?
Yeah, CJ is a trendsetter. Wisner slaps one. Oh,
wow.
What a catch at second! Amaral lays out and makes an outstanding grab to end the inning. P.O. Boucher, a 3-run bomb. We head to the third, a 4-1 Fish.
All right, Fanatics, direct your attention to the first base side as it is time for the Undie Run presented by Minor Bros. We head down to the Director of Fun with all your Undie action tonight.
All right, we're getting set up here. We got Mason, Ethan, and Jeremy versus Connor, Tyler, and Natalie. Here's how this works. When I say go, you take off around the infield. Down towards home plate, first person across the finish line there. The guys got the finish line win $25 of Minor Brothers. Over there, my friends. Fanatics, are you ready? Is this thing on? Yep, I said, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go, go, go. They're off, here we go. That was quick. All right, it's going to be pretty much a non-contest here. Congratulations, Connor, Tyler, and Natalie. You're walking home with $20 to Minor Brothers. Wasn't even close, but ain't for effort.
Want to wear the fish? Visit the new tackle box on the first base side of the stadium or online at shop.wellandjackfish.com for all your fanatic needs. A reminder, the park is a non-smoking facility. Smoking and vaping are not allowed anywhere within the stands or concourse in accordance with the provincial and municipal regulations. Anyone caught smoking inside the venue may be subject to fines and removal from the facility without a refund. Leading out the second baseman, number 41, Dre Amaral.
Everybody clap your hands.
Battered.
Come on, y'all.
Top of inning number 3. Majors now find themselves in a hole. Jackfish 4 runs. P.O. Boucher, that home run. And Amaral slices one to right into the glove of Hupe, one down. So it seems as though Theodore Ortega has found a groove here.
Yeah, and it's almost fitting. Amaral makes a phenomenal diving catch to end the second inning. And then he gets up to the plate to start the third. For sure still amped up after that catch. Even, despite it being a Majors player making that play, as a baseball fan, you just got to give him a round of applause. That was a heck of a play. I thought he had no chance to catch it. And then out of nowhere, you just see his glove just come out and grab it. What
Every
a play.
inch. It was a Superman dive in on the infield, and he made a great grab. That is a disgusting pitch from Ortega, and it's 0-2. Good luck.
Yeah, that was filthy.
You think it's there, and then all of a sudden it's down and in, and you're coming up empty. 0-2 from Ortega on the way. Waving a miss, strike 3. His second punch out of the night as he sits down, Simmons.
Yeah, you get the nasty breaking ball 0-1 to make it 0-2, and then you're late on the fastball because you're at the mercy of this Jackfish right-hander. You don't know where he's going to go. It's a guessing game when you're down 0-2 against Ortega because he has a ton of weapons in his arsenal.
Bouncer to third. Porcelano's got it onto first. Oh, what an inning for Tio. 1-2-3 go the Majors once again. We head to the bottom of the third. 4-1 Fish.
When we at Miller Lite set out to brew a light beer, there came a moment of truth. When we had to choose great taste or 90 calories, we chose both. Tastes like Miller time.
Make some noise for our first of the night karaoke. Here we go.
The catcher, number 23, leading off the bottom of the third, Robert Mullen.
All right, Reese, a little sing-along in the middle of that inning.
I would never do that.
Never say never. I was almost thinking about turning this on and starting to join them.
You should have.
But then I didn't want to get copyrighted again.
Oh, yeah.
Mullen, hot shot to short. And a nice grab there by Fajardo, one away.
That's back-to-back hard hit balls for Jackfish hitters. One was a robbery off of the bat of Jonah Weisner. This one a little bit more right at Fajardo, as Mullen is the first out. But it's nice to see these Jackfish hitters squaring up the baseball, something that wasn't the case during that 3-game skid for them earlier this week.
Big looper into Barrett, stays inside, 1-0. Yeah, something you see something new at a Fish game every single night. I mean, they're pretty brave to sing in front of 2,000 plus fans.
Yeah.
I think I would. That one is through the gap. Base hit, Barrett. And a 1-on, 1-out for the Jackfish here in the bottom of the third as they continue to hit Colby Ring well here in the third.
This will be the second time on base for Grayson Barrett. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time up and hits a single the other way through the hole into left field. And it's a nice adjustment for these Jackfish hitters. I think you start putting as many runs on the board as they did, you get a little bit pull happy. And again, during that 3-game skid, really wasn't an issue getting on base, but just scoring those runners. And for the Jackfish to have that adjustment to start to go the other way a little bit more. We saw it yesterday in Hamilton, and it's continued here today, other than Boucher's bomb to the pull side.
1-0 to Porcelano with a runner on and one away. Porch takes low, 2-0.
Yeah, back to the karaoke. It's one thing to do it like at a restaurant or a pub on karaoke night. Yeah, it's another thing to do it in here in front of 2,000.
Chopper to the right side as racing the second baseman Amaral to the first base bag to make the play with the first baseman Verhoeven out of it. He will get Porcelano. That'll move Barrett into scoring position for Austin Gaum.
I think that's the first time I'm ever going to write in my scorebook that a 4 unassisted play at first base took place. Worked out. He was moving that way. Verhoeven kind of took himself out of the play by leaving his feet, but it does a job at the same time. You get a runner in scoring position now, and you just got to get a base hit here out of Austin Gaum to try and bring him around.
Gaum takes in a big looper for strike one. I mean, Ring's gone to that off speed continuously here still, even after that home run to Boucher. If you watch that on the stream, by the way, middle cut. Right in the middle of Boucher's barrel. Just left it way too much over the heart of the plate. Goes back to it again here. Ring hasn't used his fastball a ton tonight.
No, which is strange. You would think after you leave a hanger or a middle breaking ball, you start to go to that a little bit more, but also at the same time, you can't be scared to throw all of your pitches.
Goes back to it there, misses, 2-1.
Because then you're not really guessing anymore, you're knowing.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going to see at least 2 off-speed pitches this at bat, so I'm going to sit back on an off-speed pitch. Barrett's at second. Ring comes home. Little flare, shallow left field. That might do it. No. Out is the shortstop Fajardo to make the catch and retire the side. So Ring surrenders a base hit to Barrett, nothing else. And we head to the top half of the fourth inning. 4-1 Jackfish in Welland.
All right, fans, let's go to the area this time in front of the visiting dugout. DJ CJ, you're looking good down there, by the way. Director of Fun, DJ CJ, down there on the field with a fisherman's race presented by a Kersey Bayer Group and IG Wealth Management. Fellas, take it away.
All right, we got Adam Square versus Mike and Peter. Here's how this works. When I say go, take off in your motorboat, down, grab a fish, bring it back. Do that 3 times. The last fish, first team to cross the line wins $25 at Boston Pizza. Are you ready, guys? Are you guys ready? On your mark, get set, go! They're off. These are the slowest boats I've ever seen. It's a no-wake zone, guys. All right, that's 1 fish down. He's gone sideways on this one, capsize. 2 fish down. On to the last one. Oh! Angry fisherman. All right, last one, make some noise. Here we go, home stretch. Getting close. No stop. Congratulations, guys. $125 for Boston Pizza. Oh, a little bit of action at the end there. Make some noise, please. One more time. We will be back.
Fans, here's a 50-50 update for you. The take-home currently stands at over $1,000. 50-50 tickets available to the end of the 7th inning. Make sure to grab them. Leading off for the majors, the left fielder, number 44, Tucker Zadunik.
So cruising on into the top half of the 4th. Actually turned into quite a beautiful night here. The sun's out in Welland, 26 degrees. Couldn't ask for much better baseball weather. Zadunik leading it off. On the ground, a second as Luther tosses it to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for Teal Ortega, who has retired 7 straight.
Yeah, after a fairly quick 3rd inning, he gets Zadunik on 1 pitch to begin inning number 4. And yeah, ever since that 1st inning where he walked the first man, gave up a very hard hit double to the number 2 hitter, Fajardo, it's been
so he's retired more than that
batter
string,
after
yeah.
Retired batter. It's 1, 2, 3. Math is tough for me. 1, 2,
10
3,
straight
4, 5,
batter
6,
streaks.
7. Yeah, dating back to Zadunik in the 1st, and that was a ground out that scored a run.
Math is hard.
Yeah, it's tough. That's why we're up here.
Exactly. Now we got time called here at home by Diolio. Diolio tonight is 0 for 1 of the ground out.
That's a veteran move. Call time, step out of the box, try to disrupt that rhythm.
Off the end of the bat. Sizing it up is Jonah Weisner on to first base in time. 3 pitches and 2 outs for the silent assassin here in the 4th.
I'm going to say we're going to ignore what I said. As Diolio again with that veteran move to step out and try and make the innings a little bit longer. But then he goes after the very next pitch and rolls it over to shortstop. Very efficient over the last 2 2/3 innings for Ortega. Like we said, other than the 1st, and really that was the first 2 batters. Because you got a weak ground ball, albeit resulted in a run for London, but still. He's been very good since that double to Fajardo.
Walked the leadoff man, and then it's been in the zone ever since. I think we mentioned Teal's only got 4 walks on the season.
Yeah, so that was very out of character. We both looked at each other and was like, huh? What?
We just
You
finished
walked
saying
somebody?
3 walks. And how many? 4 starts, 3 starts, 4 starts, 3 walks? Like, impressive. We got to get Brent Colombe to getting her straight up here. Brent Colombe's down on the wireless camp tonight. As that one's down and inside.
Yeah, he's all over it. Brent's moving today.
He is.
Yeah, look at that. That'd be.
There we go. What a frame.
Stud.
Teal's 1-2. Reitstein fights it off. Foul.
It's one thing I had to get used to going through broadcasting school here at Niagara College is we're shooting something. We're not filming it, we're shooting it. Look at that shot. That was awesome.
1-2. Downstairs. You sound like Dutch. You say that. Wise words from Reese Dumani.
Man, there's one thing that Dutch said to me on day one. Like, they shove you in an auditorium where everybody's there.
Waving a miss, strike 3. Everybody's here to see Tio Ortega with his 3rd strikeout. We'll finish that story when we head to the bottom of the 4th. Fish on top. 4-1.
Tailgate's the official post-game party of your Welland Jackfish. Visit Tailgate's Bar and Grill at 200 Fitch Street in Welland. Join the Fanatics every road game at Tailgates as the official road game viewing location. Miss a second of the show and head to wellandjackfish.com/ticks to purchase your game tickets, including those Canada Day ones, which are going quick. Make sure to head over and pick up those if you want to come on Canada Day.
Bringing the heat. Can y'all feel that? Can y'all feel that? Jig it out. Here I am in the place where I come let go.
Leading off the 4th for your Welland Jackfish, the left fielder number 21, Brandon Hupé.
Bottom of the 4th. A weird situation, Reese, transpiring after Tio Ortega's strikeout, as he's been tossed from the ballgame.
Yeah, sticky stuff. We have been told he had a rosin bag in behind the mound, and apparently for the umpires it was a little bit too sticky. He is out of the ballgame, and Halen Knoll having to get ready very quickly down the left field line. But yeah, as efficient as he was, 3 up, 3 down for the last 3 innings, Majors will see a new arm in the top of the 5th.
He'd retired 12 straight up to that point, and it's interesting that you note, because that changes the complexion of this ball game immediately. I mean, Skylar Janice was tossed in the 1st inning, and now Theodore Ortega, 2 guys who, you know, have had an impact and could have an impact on this game. Both big-time arms for each club are both out of the ball game now.
Yeah, and at first glance, it looked like it was an argument of whether or not he could bring it back to the dugout, because you have to have it there at all times. If you bring it out and the other pitcher doesn't have one himself, it's got to stay out there. That's just kind of the competitive nature of baseball. It's got to stay out there so both guys have access to the rosin bag, but apparently it was a little bit too sticky.
Hot shot to 3rd. Niles has it. Cross the diamond in time to get Hupé. 1 down.
And again, whether it's spider tack like Garrett Cole would bring out, or if it was pine tar, whatever the case might be, like I said, it'll be Halen Knoll to enter the ball game. And it'll be his 7th appearance once the top of the 5th comes around. So that, yeah, that was strange.
I mean, now you got to get through 5 innings of baseball with relievers here. I mean, if you're looking at a benefit, you're up 4-1. Luther
Yes,
check
the lead
swing
helps.
foul.
Absolutely.
Doesn't make it any easier, especially with the
Everybody clap your
massive
hands.
stretch of games coming up for the Welland Jackfish.
Yeah.
Four straight home.
And I'm only going to say this because he's now out of the ball game, but the way he was going 9. The way Ortega was throwing, he was going 9.
Yeah, he was dealing.
That was late time.
And now time is called.
It's been one heck of a week here for the Jackfish.
Luther thought that was outside. 0-2.
And despite it really having no control on this Jackfish offense, it's still something that can rattle your team. You're like, your pitcher's humming along. You've put up 4 runs.
And Luther's down looking, which we never see
No.
for out number 2.
No, but your team's just kind of in sync. At the plate, on the mound, no real need to change anything whatsoever. But now all of a sudden,
Your right fielder, number
he could easily be an
15,
ace. But
Boucher.
your starter who was humming along is out of the game. And not to say that this bullpen can't do the job, but also that's a big arm to lose after 4.
Boucher takes downstairs for ball 1. 4-1 lead, Jackfish. He's the reason. 3-run shot. Back in the second for Boucher. His first at the pond, his first as a member of the Jackfish. And he scorches that one foul down the first base side.
I'm curious how that whole situation started, too. How did they become aware?
I don't know.
And how did they know to check? Unless it looked darker, rosin bags tend to be whiter, maybe a little cream-colored.
The third base umpire made a beeline for the mound.
Yeah.
It was an odd kind of scenario because it was immediate.
Yeah.
They tossed him and he was gone immediately.
Yep.
After he threw that last pitch. 1-2 to Boucher. Takes outside, 2-2. Well, we'll get some clarification on that hopefully at some point here, but now we do know the facts. Tio Ortega is done. He goes 4 innings, strikes out 3, walks 1, gave up 1 run. And now it'll be Hadlin Noel who's got to come in here. He's got the inning to get ready. But Jackfish quickly having a tough bottom of the half here. See if Boucher can extend it a little bit for Noel. Boucher tomahawks one on the ground to second. Gathered up there by Amaral on to first in time. So Colby Ring goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th. We head to the 5th. 4-1 Welland.
All right, fans, let's head down to the area in front of the Jackfish dugout for one of the most popular promotions at the pond. It's time for the CAA Niagara Stack and Dash. We head down to the Director of Fun. Who do we got down there tonight, Ryan?
All right, Alec, we got Mike and Kim versus Shauna and Riley for my all-time favorite CAA Niagara Stack and Dash for a chance to win $25 of beaties. Here's how this works. When I say go, take off, grab a donut, bring it back, stack it on your partner. Once all 4 are stacked, take off back to me. First one across the line wins the $20 gift card. Fanatics, it's showtime. Are you ready? All right, we're gonna start. Put your donuts on. Every time we help. Every time we help. This is one of the most interesting Stack and Dash we've ever had. Alrighty, congratulations, Shauna and Riley. You're on the home runners of beaties. Fanatics, one more time for the contestants. We will be back.
Fanatics, are you ready to party? Your group, ball team, or birthday party can join at the pond. Visit fan services at the front gate or wellandjackfish.com/groups for more information about all our inclusive group tickets, Newark Barge, and VIP Miller Lite Suite. Perfect for any occasion. Group tickets are now on sale for all remaining 2025 Welland Jackfish home games.
So back here, top of the 5th. Halen Knoll now into the ball game for the Jackfish. And what do you ask of Halen Knoll as he checks in? Those numbers on him, Reese.
Yeah, 4.90 ERA in 7 1/3 innings pitched. I mentioned it earlier. This is game number 7 for him. Couple of strikeouts, 3 walks, and 5 hits allowed. And, yeah, it's a bullpen game from here on out.
Knoll is the first to answer the bell. 1-1 the count to the leadoff man here in the 5th inning for London. Josh Niles, the third baseman. I mean, he is just missing here.
That motion's gone, showing if it's high, because I just saw Knoll ask where it was, and that's what he said. It was just a bit up.
All right, Knoll's 2-1 on the way. Sky-high pop-up in on the infield. Jonah Weisner looks like he's taking control of it. He'll call off everybody and make the grab. 1 down, leadoff man retired. That's big for Knoll.
Yeah, when you're rushed into a situation like this, you're not really expected to enter the ball game, especially at this point, the way Ortega has pitched throughout the season.
The first baseman, number 12, Brad.
That's a nice first out for Knoll to get after just missing on that previous pitch upstairs. He gets a high pop-up that Weisner goes back into shallow center field to make the catch. So, yeah, that can be a nice calming out for Halen Knoll.
Yeah, you get 1 down, and now you get Brad Verhoeven stepping in with 1 away. And a called strike.
So now combined, that's 13 in a row for Jackfish pitching.
Gonna ask some length out of Halen Knoll here. We mentioned it. Jackfish start a 4-game home stretch, Reese, today. You go Tuesday, Canada Day, of course, and then you go Thursday and Saturday. So 4 straight home games for the Welland Jackfish this week. And it's going to be taxing on the pitching staff.
Yeah, with your longest break being 2 days, that being tomorrow and Monday.
Big Looper stays high, 2-1.
Not the 5-6 stretch like we saw a couple of weeks ago, but still, you're right.
I mean, you did play Thursday, Friday. Now you're playing Saturday, so that's 3. You get 2 days off. You play again. You get another day off. You play again. And another day off, and then you play again. So you're almost playing every day, basically. As a wave and a miss there from Verhoeven. And this is like the second such stretch the Jackfish have had this season. You mentioned it back a few weeks ago when they went on that stretch of games. I think it was like 5 games in 7 days. I mean, baseball is a sport that you play every day anyways. 2-2 on the way. In on the hands of Verhoeven. He's going to foul it off. That's going to get up and out of play.
Yeah, that's the dream. The dream to get to the major leagues. You're going to play every day. You get down here, it's not the same situation. However, that's what you grow up dreaming of doing. So, plus, who doesn't like being at the ballpark 7 days a week? It would be awesome.
Can't complain. Here's Knoll. And that was well inside. Verhoeven, though, trying to protect with 2 strikes. Not sure how he made contact with that baseball.
Yeah, there's been a couple of tough pitches that Verhoeven has fouled off here that you're like, how the heck did he make contact on that? That's what you got to do to battle.
2-2 on the way from Halen Knoll. Verhoeven, another one foul.
Trying to get Knoll's pitch count up early in his outing. Again, not 100% sure what the plan is in terms of amount of innings. Would have to expect probably at least 2 to 3. Get them to at least the 7th inning.
I mean, Knoll is capable of doing that. That one is a little flare into center field. Going to drop in, base hit in front of Gio Morelos. So Verhoeven, what a battle he has, and he's aboard here with 1 away.
Yeah, that was a heck of an at-bat by Verhoeven. Fouled off a couple of tough pitches against Halen Knoll and gets rewarded. Wasn't hit the hardest, but still did a job. And now the Majors will look to do something with one out here. But for Noel, just got to find the bottom part of the strike zone, shoot knees, and try and get a ground ball and get your team off the field and back to the plate.
Pitch is on the black for a strike to start Sugi off.
Yeah, that's paint. Perfect pitch. Can't do anything with it to start an at-bat.
I was going to say, Noel comes in as a starting pitcher. I mean, he was a starter for the majority of his career at West. That one is going to drop into right field, base hit. So back-to-back knocks for the Majors at the bottom of the order, and they got something cooking here in the top half of the fifth.
Yeah, they're immediately looking to take advantage of Ortega no longer being in the game. That's more of a sharper single there from Kenny Sugi. And now look at the number 9 hitter after a brief visit here from Mullen. I'm sure just to get a deep breath for his pitcher. Again, after a long battle with Verhoeven, sometimes a pitcher will need that extra breath. I also see a few guys walking down to the bullpen. I believe that's Dominguez. He won't throw. That was 2 days ago that he threw. But you see Uke and Davey heading down there.
I kind of am curious if this is maybe a James Bradwell spot tonight.
Could be.
Makes you think. Noel's pitch. Good pitch, Anthony's for strike one.
I believe I also see Danny Howitt standing down there as well.
Yeah, that's another arm.
Clean inning yesterday. Just hanging out.
I mean, a bunch of arms, but thing is, too, you don't want to burn a starter here, too, especially with that stretch coming up.
Absolutely.
You're going to need, the layers, the Dominguez's. I mean, Abram threw last night. Bradwell is 50-50. Depends what you want out of him. If you want him to start at some point next week, or you want to throw him out of the pen tonight. I mean, that's why we're up here, and Brian Esri, I'm sure, has a plan in the back of his mind.
Big time.
Scotty Gillespie threw 2+ innings a couple of nights ago as well, so you got to think he's probably not available.
8th or 9th inning issue when we get to him. Especially if it remains close. Currently a 3-run game.
Here comes Noel's pitch, fouled off, and it's 1-2. I mean, you got to get Amaral here before you flip it back to the top of the lineup for the 3rd time through.
Yeah, this is a really big pitch here. Again, any pop-up on the infield, automatic out. You get a ground ball. You try and roll yourself a double play. Strikeout will do the job as well. Few options here for Halen Noel.
Check swing. Looked like he went. No, he held up just. That was close. Two and two.
Yeah, he almost got it.
See if Noel can rack in a K here. Crack deep to center field. Gio Morello takes a few steps back. He's under it to make the catch. Tagging from second and headed into third is Verhoeven. So runners at the corners now with 2 down.
And that's a smart throw from Gio Morello in center field. There, first of all, good base running by Verhoeven. You go out a few steps, you see if it has a chance to drop. If it does, you're going to score easily. But if it doesn't, make your way back to second base. You can easily tag up and get over to third. But the throw from Morello goes to second. You don't try to get the runner at third, because if you do, then standing on second base is Sugi, and you are 1 base hit away from it being a 4-3 ball game. So smart by Morello there. Understanding he has no chance at third base, but you get it to second, keep runners at the corners, and you still have that force option at second base too.
First pitch stays out. Ball 1 to the leadoff man, Simmons. 3rd time through the order now for the Majors. Two 2-0. Noel needs to make a pitch here with 2 down.
Absolutely does. You need a quality strike. And it doesn't get easier with Fajardo on deck. He has the Well, one of three base hits, sorry, for the
Pickoff
Majors.
back to first. Back in safely.
Remember, it was a line drive double to the right field corner in the first.
Simmons puts a charge into one. That ball is cranked deep to right field, and that ball is gone. Toby Simmons sends one out of the ballpark to right field off of Halen Knoll. And a 3-run shot from Simmons has tied this ball game all up at 4.
That's exactly what you want to do with a 2-0 pitch and runners on base. You know, you talk about wanting a quality strike out of Knoll. That one just got a little bit too much of the plate. And an almost identical spot to where Boucher hit his 3-run homer. But the power being shown off here at the pond.
That was
a brand new
loud.
ball game.
Loud off the bat of Simmons.
Now we do have action in the Jackfish pen.
It's just, we said it as soon as he was, take a look down there. It is Scott Gillespie throwing, so must be available here. I mentioned it as soon as Ortega was tossed. This is going to change the complexion of this ball game.
Yep.
And it has, and now he's gone 3-0 on the next hitter, has Knoll.
And we got confirmation on how the umpires noticed the rosin bag.
Yeah, Rube Shanderdat pointing it out.
I mean, he's probably got the best view being the third base coach, so.
Ball 4. So he immediately walks the next batter on 4 pitches. So Fajardo will reach first base.
The left fielder, number 44.
Now you deal with Tucker Zadunik.
I mean, Reese, there's so many ways that can happen, right? I mean, you got that rosin bag sitting, you know, in your bag or somewhere, and it happens to get something on it, or you never know. And now Brian Esri is going to come out and have a mound visit here.
And again, not that there would be any reason for a pitcher to have sticky stuff in his bag.
That's going to do it.
But, yeah.
So Halen Knoll can't even get out of an inning. It was 12 state retired by Ortega before he was tossed, and all of a sudden we're back tied. Scott Gillespie entering the game will step aside here in the 5th.
Your time is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/apply.
There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Home is wherever you make it. Might not be what you expected. Raise your glass and take a moment. Look around you, this is home.
Country dancing. Come on, let's get it going. You can keep me rolling. Better keep it a 3. You know what I need. Well, I'll twist for you, baby. Hit a rip for you, baby. Take another shot, get lit for you, baby. Oh, yeah. It's a good for me. Do we have any more?
So here is Scott Gillespie to try and clean up the mess that Halen Knoll has left. Knoll goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up 3 runs and is responsible for the runner at first.
And Gillespie, after a really nice performance on Thursday, essentially shutting the Cardinals down after they put up 3 on Dominguez after he had 5 no-hit innings against the Cardinals. Gillespie did a nice job of just racking up back-to-back-to-back zeros. That's not a good start.
And he hits the first batter he sees, and this inning has started to fall apart here for the Jackfish. On the first pitch, Gillespie throws.
And again, another strength of this Jackfish pitching staff is their control of the strike zone. And Gillespie himself, a couple of walks on the season and 8 1/3, so it's not egregious. 9 Ks, 8 hits.
It's James Bradwell stretching down there now. I mean, at some point, you got to go to somebody who can come in the zone.
Another power arm.
Gillespie outside for ball 1.
Yeah, you just got to find some way to get yourself out of this inning. Again, it doesn't have to be pretty, but you also have to be very careful against Deolio, who stands in the box right now.
Snap throw back to first. If that's a tad lower, they probably make it competitive down there on Zadunik.
It looked like Gaw might have been a little late as well, but I like the idea. Throw behind the runner. He's not the lead runner, so maybe he gets caught napping. But yeah, just to throw if it's a little bit lower and Gom's there maybe a little bit earlier. It's close, but
8th batter to bat here for the Majors in the top half of this 5th inning, Reese. They're both going to go off. No, runner down to third. That throw down is in time. No, they call him safe. He got in there. That throw looked to be in plenty of time from Robert Mullen. Must have gone around the back end of the bag.
Yeah, I think Porchelato was a little bit too far in front of third base, so he receives that throw, but then he essentially has to dive or stretch a little bit extra to make the tag.
Shocked Zadunik didn't take that extra base.
Yeah, so was I.
4-4, now the go-ahead around 90 feet away. Gillespie in a 3-0 count. Pumps in a strike.
And with Zadunik staying at first, you still have a force out at second base.
Just need 1 out.
And with Deolio grounding to short twice so far in the game, that could be an easy flip for Weisner if he does it again.
He was trying to do what Toby Simmons did, and he comes up empty in a full count. That was a powerful swing.
Yeah, that's a fastball up in the zone that you try to send to the moon.
Just light up the batter's eyes, and he comes up empty.
Big pitch here for Gillespie.
Payoff pitch. Runners will be off on the pitch. Deolio fouls it down the first base line. It's going to get up onto the berm.
You saw Mullen go out in front of the plate. Remind his infielders that we're going across in this situation. Runner from first is off. Shadows becoming a factor as well here in inning number 5. The ball starts in the sunlight but finishes in the shade. So another factor for the hitters.
Gillespie's pitch is outside for ball 4. It did not miss, or it didn't miss by much.
It was close. Yeah, Mullen wanted the call, just didn't get it. It was close.
Hitter number 22, Byron Reichstein.
Honestly, with 2 strikes against, I'm surprised Deolio took that ball. Again, catcher, they have a little bit of a better understanding of the strike zone, but really close pitch.
So Gillespie's come in and hit and walked the first 2 he's seen. And now it's Byron Reichstein with the bases full of Majors. Nowhere to put Reichstein, and it's ball 1.
And you got to get ahead. Ball one in situations like this is not ideal. And we're actually going to get a mound visit from S. I'm curious if they make a change with a 1-0 count.
No, I don't think they have anybody ready down that side. Looks like S is just saying, hey, like, you got to get him. You got to get up in this count here.
Yeah, it can't fall behind. I think he's also asking Mullen if that was a strike or not.
Yeah,
and
he wants to talk to the
home plate umpire come get him. Absolutely,
yeah, that's exactly what it is. He wants to talk to the home plate umpire. So Trevor Bertrand is going to make his way up, and yeah, there's S.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what he wanted. You're right.
There's a ton of guys standing. Can't really tell what number that is. Who's throwing right now? It's a right-hander, so that narrows it down a little bit.
It's like Jack Seward. Jack Seward warming up down in the Jackfish bullpen. 1-0 from Gillespie is fouled off. 1-1.
Saw him Thursday, too.
Likely a forgettable-ish outing for Seward on Thursday night.
Yeah, and that's what actually brought Gillespie into the game.
Yep.
Bases were loaded, and Gillespie got a big K.
2 1/3 scoreless for Gillespie to finish that ball game for the Jackfish. I mean, he's got a thrill for the dramatic, does Scotty G. So let's see if he can load him and get out of it. He's got to get through Wrightstein here. Nowhere to put him.
So what you're saying is he did it on purpose so he could strike out Reichstein?
I mean,
no, he definitely didn't do that. But some guys have that, you know, they can't pitch well until the bases are loaded, or what it seems like. Some guys just are like that.
Flair for the dramatic. Scotty G inside 2-2.
Really good spot for that pitch. I like that location. Again, Reichstein's swing path, it's really tough to get to those pitches that are down towards his back foot. This is where your infielders have to get dirty. Feels like you have to keep the ball game tied in this inning.
You got to get through it in the ninth man to bat here this inning. Wrightstein, the 2-2. Wild pitch to the backstop. That's going to score the go-ahead run. Worst case scenario, everybody moves up 90 feet. And the Majors do cross another run across here in the inning. And there's that walk coming back to bite you, Reese.
Yep. Yeah, and I think Mullen's going to say he should have had that. I think it hit off his glove and went to the backstop.
Talk about a turn of the tides in this ball game. 12 straight Majors retired before this inning. And they just keep finding ways to get on. Ball 4 from Scotty. He's walked another one.
And this inning started with an out. Niles started it with a fly ball, or a pop-up to, I guess they're the same thing, but a pop-up to shallow center that Weisner caught. And that'll end Gillespie's day.
So a hit batter and 2 walks, doesn't record an out. And scratching for answers here, the Jackfish now down 1. They were up 4-1 at one point in this ball game. They've surrendered 4 runs here, and Jack Seward is going to come in with the bases loaded and try and get out of it. Third pitcher of the inning for the Jackfish, a nightmarish inning for Welland. They're still only down 1. We'll step aside here in the 5th.
When the unexpected happens, who can you call to guide you from crisis to calm? The trusted experts at Service Master Restore are ready when you need us. We'll be there for you every step of the way. Service Master Restore. We restore your home and your peace of mind.
Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.
Third pitcher of the inning for the Welland Jackfish. Welcome back inside the ballpark. Alec Murray, Reese Tumani with you. A 5-4 major lead, a 4-run fifth inning. Third pitcher, Jackfish trying to get out of it. The base is still loaded for London. And Jack Seward works with 2 away. Tenth man to bat here, Josh Niles. Led off the inning with a fly ball to center.
And of course, other than wanting to score more runs, Niles also trying to avoid making 2 outs in 1 inning. Something that weighs heavy on hitters. I've done that a few times.
0-1 from Seward. Downstairs for 1-1.
Again, no room to put anyone.
Seward's just got to throw strikes here. I mean, make him hit it. He's got a power fastball. Let's see it. 1-1.
4 straight majors hitters have been given free 90s. Fajardo walked and scored. Zadunik hit and he's on third. Deolio walked. He's on second. Reichstein walked. He's on first.
All 3 runners. Responsibility is Scott Gillespie. Majors a chance to blow this thing wide open here in the 5th. High chopper to third base. What a play by Mateo Porcelato on a fair ball. He steps on the bag at third. Big sigh of relief. Inning over. We go to the bottom half. Majors score 4. They're on top now 5-4 here in Welland.
Congratulations. Make sure to visit Wings Up Welland at 205th Street or online at wingsup.com.
Damn, baby, all I need is a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for your Welland Jackfish, the center fielder number 11, Gio Morello.
So Gio Morello leads off against Colby Ring, who has sat in that dugout for more than half an hour, Reese.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Jackfish come to bat, or last at bat. Now Morello's not happy with that strike call. Jackfish were in the dugout up 4-1, and they come back to bat down 1. 5-4. They're lucky that's all it was after a wild top half of the inning. Took 3 pitchers for the Jackfish to get 3 outs. Noel got 2. Gave up the 3-run shot to Toby Simmons. Gillespie came in, could not record an out, and then Noel, tough chopper to third base. And a nice play by Mateo Porcelato to retire the side. Took 10 batters to the plate for London. 2-1 on the way. 3-1 to Gio Morello. I mean, if you're the offense now, you got to just right back to the bats.
Yeah, you got to find a way to answer this. Absolutely. A long inning on the field. Even 1 to get you back even.
Strike is called. It's a full count.
And for Gio here, a pop-up and a ground ball. Looking for a quality at-bat out of the captain.
All right, Gio. 3-2 on the way from Colby Ring. And he'll fight it off and stay alive. Morello's 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown out and grounded out.
And we have seen moments in this game where Ring did not have control.
Little flare to center field. Coming in, the center fielder, Toby Simmons on a hop. Leadoff man retired here in the 5th.
And when we have a second, while we have a second, Alex on PA duties. So out of town. There are 4 games today, including us. Only one team is idle. The Barrie Bay Cats take care of the Brantford Red Sox 12-1. That game started 20 minutes late, too, because the Sox were late getting to Barrie. Alec, you know all about the traffic going through Toronto, coming here after
3.5 hours to go from Scotiabank Pond, Reese.
That's insane.
To Welland. 3.5.
That's. I mean, not sure if it affected the Sox. They were down 3-0 after the first inning, but they fall 12-1 in Barrie in Chatham. The Kitchener Panthers currently with a 2-1 lead. Top of the second in Chatham-Kent at Fergie Jenkins Field. And then in Guelph, the hometown Royals lead the Toronto Maple Leafs 1-0. They're in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, don't want to be driving on a long weekend back and forth. I mean, even yesterday, my hotel was like 12 minutes away from, or between 9 and 12 minutes away from the rink, and it took me like 45 minutes to get back.
That's stupid.
40? I could have walked quicker.
That's dumb. Well, I mean, the amount of athletes that now walk from their hotel to Scotiabank Arena. I know that's downtown. Scotiabank Pond's not downtown. But
I wish, and that's the thing. I wasn't even. You're not even downtown.
Yeah.
You're more close to Etobicoke than you are downtown Toronto.
Yeah, that's stupid. 45 minutes.
1-2 bounces in. I mean, it's just absurd. I mean, I know it's a long weekend. I understand it. The 401's the worst highway in the world.
Yeah.
It's voted on as the worst highway in the world, but just brutal.
But we're going to build another one under it.
I can see why Drake flies from Hamilton to Toronto. 2-2 on the way. Weisner smacks one. That one's up the middle, base hit. And a 1-out signal for Weisner. Got something going here in the 5th.
Yeah, and I think you put him in motion as quick as possible. Again, stolen base is something that can get the crowd back into it. You get them back into scoring position, albeit Mullen's at the plate, so maybe you don't want to risk that, but at the same time, you get him into scoring position. Mullen is definitely looking to do damage, and the Jackfish have run already in this game, so it wouldn't surprise me if they do it as quick as possible, but again, maybe err on the side of caution because Mullen is standing in the batter's box.
Robbie tonight was intentionally walked in a 3-1 count in the first inning. Popped out to short. Take strike one. It's been the breaking balls that have kind of fooled everybody, including the home plate umpire tonight. They're kind of, you never know if they're going to be high or they're going to come back in. And saw Mullen peek back there, and I don't think he thought that one was in the zone.
Well, that's why I leaned back when Gio Morello got to the plate, or was up at the plate.
Yeah.
The first breaking ball was called a strike. Had a little bit of a discussion with the home plate umpire, and then 2 pitches later, it was deemed high, and it looked fairly similar.
There goes Weisner, just like you said. High pitch, almost worked as a pitch out. Weisner's in there safely, though. So a stolen base for Jonah Weisner puts him at a scoring position with less than 2 away. That's the tying run. I mean, it's where the ball crosses the plate.
Yep.
Not where it's received, right? So
absolutely,
you got to take that with the judgment down low.
And it's hard for me to believe that we'll ever see ABS in the IBL. So pitch framing will still play a factor.
It is, absolutely. One and one. Colby Ring comes set. Some light work going down in the major bullpen. Robert Mullen on the ground to third. Gathered up there by the third baseman, Josh Niles, on to first in time, 2 down. Probably the last place you want to hit that baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. At least if you get a ground ball to the right side, you move them over, albeit with 2 outs. But yeah, Mullen obviously looking to do damage, but just rolled that one over to third base. And now it'll take a base hit to get Weisner home from second base.
Grace DHing tonight. Hitting a fielder's choice back in the first. Was a RBI fielder's choice for Barrett. Singled back in the third. Comes up empty on a swing, 0-1.
Yeah, and it'd be huge if the Jackfish can find a way to at least get even in this inning. Just some sort of response.
You answer back with a base knock and tie this game. And we head to the sixth, tied at 5. There's that breaking ball again. Barrett all over it. Eats up the second baseman. Amaral, it's into right. Wisner was on the move. He'll score. And Grayson Barrett puts the ball in play and gets the job done. And we are once again tied.
Yeah, you put the ball on the ground, you never know what can happen. And that's a ball that took a quick hop quickly onto the second baseman. It'll go down as an E4. Run scores. And that's a good answer for the Jackfish. Not only are the fans back into it following the stolen base from Wisner, because that's what that also does for the defense, is worrying about a guy in scoring position. But the fans are now back up. They're back into it, and that helps out the Jackfish.
Ball 1 to Mateo Porcelato. From Porch here. 3-0.
Alec can smell food.
I can smell the tailgates. It's up. It's arrived. It always sucks when we just have to sit here and watch everybody else get it. Ball 4 for Porch. And a 4-pitch walk from Colby Ring. And Roop Chanderdat signaling down to the bullpen, seeing if he's got an arm ready or not. Might be a short leash here on Ring, as looks like we're going to get a mound visit from Roop Chanderdat.
That's Ricardo Alvarez de Lugo warming up. Right-hander, number 21 for the London Majors.
Entire infield in. I wonder if they give Ring one more batter. No, he's pretty much done. He would immediately. So Colby Ring gives up 5. The 2 on are his responsibility. New pitcher into the ball game for the Majors. Roop Chanderdat looking for 1 out as Austin Gom will step in at a big spot. Jackfish looking to retake the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. 5-5, tied in Welland.
Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now. Just leave it there. That tone. Ballin' can't beat me up 'cause I'm back in my zone now. 'Cause I'm back in my zone now.
Now batting the first baseman wearing number 6, Austin Gom.
Ricardo Alvarez de Lugo into the ball game. 2 on, 2 out. Needs to get 1, and it's Gom, and he pumps in strike 1.
De Lugo in limited action. This is only game 3 for him. 2 1/3 innings pitched. 11.57 ERA. again, limited amount of innings.
Gom slashes one. That one is slicing quickly down the right field line. Just foul.
2 feet. 2 feet foul. Alec can't get enough at tailgates.
This is really fresh. I don't want to set it down.
That's solid. Like viewers at home, obviously we don't have a camera pointed on us right now, but you know when you bite into a piece of pizza and like the cheese comes with the bite? Like that's what Alec just had a mouthful of.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes the pitch. Gom. Strike 3 is called. Look at this pizza. 10 out of 10. Delicious.
Look at that. Attaboy. Oh, I didn't get the cheese there, but
there we go. I gotta go to the PA here, so we'll step aside. Jackfish get it back. We're tied as we head to the 6th.
All right, fans, it's now time for the IBL's fastest grounds crew. CJ, you gotta go quicker than that. Are you ready to party, fans? Your group, ball team, or birthday party can join the pond. Visit fan services at the front gate or wellandjackfish.com/groups for more information about all your inclusive group tickets. Newark Barge and VIP Miller Lite Suite. Perfect for any occasion. Group tickets are now on sale for all remaining 2025 Welland Jackfish home games. Leading out the 6th inning, the first baseman, number 12, Brad Verhoeven.
I didn't even get to eat any during the intermission either.
That's tough.
6th inning here at Welland. On to first base in time. May the Luth be with you. What a play over at second base. One down.
I love that. That was awesome. What a call. Yeah, Luther, again, we're going to sound like broken records talking about how well he plays the infield, but Luther, so smooth. He made that look so easy. Just got Verhoeven by half a step.
That pitch just missed, if at any, from Jack Seward. Mullen thought he should have had it.
So he looked very similar to the pitch that ended the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Kenny Sugi fouls that one off his, looks like his lead foot there. 1-1 the count. I mean, for a kid, Brandon Luther, who had a really tough game on Thursday night. I mean, 2 errors, tough night at the dish, ran into an out late in the inning as the tying run. Credit to him. He's bounced back here tonight. He's made a couple of really good defensive plays over at second base.
Had himself a night yesterday, too, in Hamilton.
Yeah, did he ever. At the dish, too. 1-1 on the way from Jack Seward. Wave and a miss, and it's 1-2.
You know, and that is the biggest benefit when you're playing the game of baseball. It normally only takes you 24 hours to get right back at it and get yourself back on the horse. And Luther has taken full advantage of that. 3 straight games for the Jackfish here this week.
Seward offers just outside. Right at the knees, strike 3. Jack Seward Sits him looking, 2 down.
That's 2 quick outs for the Jackfish right-hander Seward. He is looking to throw up a 0 after a 4-run inning for the majors, and then your team gets you an answer. Immediately tied at 5. You'd like to put a donut on the board, get your team back into the batter's box, as you would have 8-9-1 due up in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Seward pumps in strike 1.
And if you live right there, you'll be successful more times than not. That was a beautiful pitch from Seward to kick off this at-bat.
Paint again.
Man.
Back-to-back perfectly located pitches for Jack Seward, and he's ahead 0-2.
I think you try and go an inch further out, see if he'll chase it. That's where they're going to go.
Seward's 0-2. He got him! Sort him in the holster. Seward strikes him out to end the inning. And a clean inning for Jack Seward. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Tied at 5 here in Welland.
Your time is now. You're ready for your next big step. Niagara College is a proven leader among Ontario colleges. Our students are prepared to succeed and drive innovation locally and around the world. Our supportive student culture and state-of-the-art learning facilities help you achieve your dream. Choose academic excellence. Choose experiential learning. Choose career success. Choose Niagara College today. Visit niagaracollege.ca/apply.
There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Home is wherever you make it. Might not be what you expected. Raise your glass and take a moment. Look around you, this is home.
Make some noise for our second play of the night.
Can y'all feel that? Can y'all feel that?
Leading up the bottom half of the 6th inning, the third baseman wearing number 10, Mateo Porcelato.
Bottom of inning number 6 here in Welland. As Brandon Hupe steps in. I got it right on 1, I guess. Chopper, that one is going to be through to left side, base hit. Hupe's aboard to lead it off here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, that's a nice sharp single to kick off inning number 6. And now you get Brendan Luther into the batter's box here.
The second baseman, number 20.
Talked about, again, albeit in limited action for this right-hander, DeLugo. But that ERA up over 11.5 is something to stand out, whether it's 2 1/3 innings or not. Like to turn it over for the top of the order right here.
Showing bunt, taking high for ball 1.
And the major's expecting it as well. Corners charging. Niles at third, Verhoeven at first. And Shadow still playing a factor. DeLugo in sunlight. They're in the shade at the plate.
Showing bunt, he lays it down perfectly, charging Niles, the third baseman. Throw on to first, not in time! Luther beat it out, now he's down. And he is in pain down the first baseline. And oh, that was an awkward collision down at the bag at first base. Luther now to all fours, and Matt Richards out to check on him, the trainer.
Just couldn't find the bag at first base.
Those plays, Reese, are so dangerous.
Back on his knees now, but yeah, Luther, take all the time you need. And Verhoeven over there checking on him just to make sure. That's a tough collision. You know, you're trying to find the bag. You get the throw from your third baseman. And again, both corners were charging in, so you'd more than likely expect the second baseman come over to receive that throw, but Verhoeven, well, didn't get back to first, but trying to find that bag and just a collision. That's Luther going full out, try to get to the bag, try to be safe, but also a first baseman trying to complete a play to get an out. It's nice to see Luther back to his feet.
Looks like he's going to stay in the ball game, Reese. And I mean, it's a perfect bunt. I think if Niles doesn't pump that throw, he gets there in time.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, that's waiting for a target at first base. You know, whether it was going to be the second baseman, whether it was going to be the first baseman, it ended up being the first baseman. But, you know, you wait for a target and, you know, doesn't come, you have to wait. And, yeah, you're right, throw wasn't awesome. It was there, still good enough, but just couldn't find the bag.
So now 2 on and nobody out, Reese, here in the bottom of the 6th for the Welland Jackfish, and you got the meat of the order coming right up. Pio Boucher, he's walked and scored, he's homered and scored. He has been a part of 4 of the 5 Jackfish runs tonight. And he's 1 for 2.
Yeah, I got to make something happen here. 2 on, nobody out. Again, you play for a big inning here. I'm curious if they go for a bunt to try and get the lead, but with the top of the order coming up, wouldn't surprise me if they swing away. You got to try for a big inning.
I find
in
it
situations like this.
I find it hard to see Boucher showing bunt. He's going to, though.
Yeah, I really thought they'd play for the big inning. Again, that's why S is down there. We're up here, but in a situation like this, you know, you want to put a crooked number on the board.
Oh, 1-1 to Boucher. Squaring around again. He backs off and takes high 1-1. Third baseman Niles once again charging in.
That's also the inner ball player saying, I hate giving away outs.
Yep.
Or giving a team a free out by bunting.
See if he squares again here. He's gonna, yeah.
Get down.
What a grab by Niles charging in. Did he catch that baseball? He did in foul territory.
Wow.
Niles, an outstanding play, and I mean, that's the bad side of trying to lay a bunt down is you pop it up to an out, now 1 away and 2 on.
Yeah, and good recognition from the base runners, making sure that ball does get down. It doesn't, so they're easily back, not getting doubled off. But, I mean, yeah, heck of a play from the third baseman, Niles, coming over, avoiding a collision with a big man behind the plate in Deolio.
I'm still a little bit, I would have let him swing.
Yeah.
He's been hot tonight. He had a good night last night. Seems like he's finding his stride here in the IBL, and I don't know. That's just me. Strike 1 is called a Gio.
I would agree. Yeah, there's, you know, you want to take the lead. I understand that. You want to get guys into scoring position, but a really good opportunity to have a big inning here.
It's in the same spot as the last one. That one's a ball.
And with Gio 0 for 3 coming into this at-bat, you know he wants one.
1-1 on the way. Alvarez de Lugo. He hit him.
Attaboy. Free 90.
And the bases are going to be full of fish here in the 6th with Jonah Weisner coming in.
Love that. Morello understands it. That could be an easy one where it's a breaking ball. You could probably get out of the way, but you just take the turn and you take the free bag. And now you've got the bases loaded for one of the best hitters in the league. Love that at-bat from Gio.
Here's Jonah Weisner stepping in. Weisner, bases loaded. You know he wants revenge from Thursday night. He's going to show bunt. Maybe a decoy. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, a 400 hitter, you don't necessarily expect that.
No, that's definitely a decoy. 1-1 the count. I mean, you let your best, situationally and statistically or whatever, you want to try and lay down a bunt here, but sometimes you got to let your best hitters hit.
Yeah.
No matter the situation. And Wisner sends one to center field. That's a base hit. Hupe scores. Rounding third is Luther with a slide. 2-run single. Jay Wise. And the Jackfish are back on top.
Yeah, like you said, you got to let your best hitters hit, and Wisner back up the box, a sharp line drive to center field. I'm a little surprised they cut that ball off. Would have been close at the plate. I think he still would have been safe, but thought the throw was pretty good. It may have been a little bit on the first base side, but would have been close at the plate. Either way, it's a 2-run single, and now you have Mullen coming to the plate looking to add more on.
Runners at first and second. Robbie Mullen in the batter's box. 7-5 Jackfish are back on top. Strike one, he taken. What a seesaw game back and forth here at the pond tonight. London had the lead in the first. Welland storms back, takes the lead. Welland then surrenders the lead in the 5th inning. And now they've got it right back.
Also, CJ's doing push-ups again.
Big breaking ball. That'll bend Mullen out of the way. 1-1.
It's another reason to want more runs. We want to see CJ do as many push-ups as possible.
He's looking extra slim in that all-white outfit tonight. Runners their leads. That breaking ball again stays inside. I mean, Diolio's catching that ball in the zone, but it is not in the zone when it's coming across the plate.
Yeah, no, it's clearly coming around home plate.
2-1 on the way to Mullen. Reaches out and fouls one off, maybe playable for the first baseman for Hooven. And it's just up onto the major dugout.
I like that. That'll be.
That's great.
What a guy.
You always love seeing guys having fun playing the game. Verhoeven catches it off the screen.
That's awesome. You know, you got to give me credit. I reached over the railing. Like, come on.
Made the grab. Didn't touch the ground.
What do you mean it doesn't count as an out?
Anyway, to get Robert Mullen out of the batter's box. 1 away, 2 on. Big old breaking ball. Smashed left center field. And it's caught up against the wall. Mullen thought he got it. It looked like it was off the bat, and he just missed it. 2 down.
The ballpark thought it was gone, too. They were ready to see another 10 spot on the board here at the pond. Just not enough. Great running play by Zadunik to go get that baseball. That's in the gap. That's one of the bigger parts of the ballpark here in Welland. And he makes a great running catch to for sure save a couple of runs.
Wow. Barrett was trying to make sure that one was over the wall. On that swing. Comes up empty. Grayson Barrett tonight. An RBI, he's singled. Reached on an error. He's been on base twice. In on his hands. Sky-high pop-up behind home plate. Diolio giving it a look. Makes a great catch, basket style. Eduardo Diolio retires Grayson Barrett. Inning over. We head to the 7th. Not before Jonah Wisner comes through, and the Jackfish are back on top.
All right, fans, it's time to direct your attention to the area in front of the Jackfish dugout. As the director of fun, we've got a couple of contestants for one of the favorites here at the pond. It's time for Conte's Collision.
All right, Fanatics, I love this one. Conscious collision time, got Evan and Ben. Here's how this works, pretty simple. Take off, knock into each other, don't fall down, we'll do it again. First to fall loses. Stand your feet, win a free oil change courtesy of Elevate Automotive Truck and Trailer. Fanatics, are you ready? Yes, on your mark, get set, go. They are so far apart. Oh my gosh. Okay. Round two. Oh yeah. I know you're excited. All right. Here we go. Back it up. Back it up. That's it, eh? You ready, guys? On your mark, get set, go. Yes, sir. Watch out, Mateo. Congratulations, Ben. You're not going to have a free oil change courtesy of Elevate Auto and Truck Center. Well, you guys are really good.
Attention fans, now pitching for your Welland Jackfish. Number 30, James Bradwell. Leading out the seventh inning, the center fielder, number 96, Toby Simmons.
Top half of the seventh inning, and it's James Bradwell getting the call. You kind of had to figure Bradwell was probably the one guy they could probably use tonight.
Yep.
And you get yourself a lead, and you're going to throw him in. Took a look at the numbers earlier on. Almost a sub-1 ERA in 17 innings for Bradwell. High chopper to Luther. Going to take it on one hop. Throw on a first in time. Leadoff man retired.
Yeah, you go back to a power arm after Ortega was ejected from the game after 4 complete.
The shortstop, number 6, Francisco.
You go with 3 other Chucks and Noel, Gillespie, and Stewart, and now you go back to Bradwell with the lead again. Very similar to Ortega. Can light up a radar gun, locates his pitches really well. Appearance number 7.
Bradwell's pitch is high, ball 1. Bradwell kicks and deals. And Fajardo chops it foul.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all.
"7-5 Fish, top 7. Here comes the Bradwell offering. Another one bounced up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Wisner's got it. Throw. Look out. Airmail into the London dugout. So it'll be a single and a throwing error. And Fajardo will stand at second base.
Yeah, he's probably safe if that throws it on, but it's tough that it makes its way into the dugout for that extra bag.
Left fielder, number 44,
I mean, if you're Bradwell, you're happy to get back-to-back ground balls that don't leave the infield. Just unfortunately that errant throw finds the dugout. But that would have been the only play. Luther went over. You would have had to stop, turn, would have had no chance. That was really the only option for Wisner, is just to throw it on the run. But again, just got away from him.
So Bradwell now working with a runner at second base. And Tucker Zadunik stepping into the batter's box. Zadunik tonight was hit by a pitch back in the 5th inning, as Bradwell delivers outside for ball 1. Pair of groundouts to first base as well. 0 for 2 tonight.
After back-to-back innings where the Jackfish found a way to score some runs. Definitely want to keep your team ahead at stretch time.
Wave and a miss. Zadunik 1-1.
Now Shade fully covering the infield minus the first base bag, so no issues with the ball going from sun to shade.
1-1 from James Bradwell. Is high for ball 2. Got to think as long as Bradwell goes, this is his game until the 9th.
100%.
Bradwell, big sigh on the bump. Zadunik fouls it off, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, definitely want to make quick work of the majors. As he's going to work his way through the middle of the order. Zadunik, Deolio's on deck.
Yeah.
Reichstein is in the hole.
Majors tonight, 5 runs, 5 hits and an error. Jackfish 7 runs, 7 hits and an error. Bradwell comes set. Here comes the 2-2 on the way. Zadunik, hot shot up the middle. That's a base hit into right center field. Getting the wave around and easily able to score is Fajardo. And the Majors are back within 1 here in the 7th.
That's where that error comes into play with the ball finding the dugout. Off a throw from Weisner. If he's on first base, it's first and third now with 1 out, but you've got a runner on first, a run in.
26, Eduardo Deolio.
Now Deolio stepping to the plate in a 1-run ball game. Have a double play in order. Deolio would be someone that's easy to double up, so shoot knees, try to get yourself a ground ball.
Strike 1 to Deolio.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Big cut and a miss, and it's 0-2 to Deolio.
Yeah, just looking over at first base, I bet you Austin Gomes thinking, don't throw the ball to me. He's got the sun directly in his eyes as he's bent over, waiting to see if he gets a throw. Trying to shield his eyes with his glove.
Bradwell comes home with the 0-2. Runner takes off. Deolio wave and a miss. Throw down is in. Plenty of time. They got him. Strike him out. Throw him out. End the inning. And the Jackfish are through the 7th. London gets 1. We head to the bottom half as Welland leading 7-6 here on a Saturday night.
All right, fans, who's hungry? It's time for the hot dog toss presented by Tender Cuts Quality Meats. Get on your feet, step loud, if you want a hot glizzy in your seat tonight.
When the unexpected happens, who can you call to guide you from crisis to calm? The trusted experts at Service Master Restore are ready when you need us. We'll be there for you every step of the way. Service Master Restore. We restore your home and your peace of mind.
Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.
By the Miller Lite dugout over there. the 7th inning, the third baseman, number 10, Mateo Porcelado.
Bottom half of the 7th inning, Alec Murray, Reese Dumani, thanks for joining us on a Saturday night here in the Rose City. 7-6 Fish up. Back in 4th game here in Welland. Porch takes a big cut and a miss, 1-1. It'll be Mateo Porcelado, followed by Austin Gom and Brandon Hupe due up. Delivery to Porch is downstairs, 2-1.
And he's nothing for 2 with a walk in tonight's ball game. That walk came in inning number 5.
2-1 on the way. Porch slices it foul down the third base line. Two on the way is outside, and it's a full count.
DeLugo still tossing for the majors here.
Yeah, nobody. Well, they didn't have anybody warming up. Now they do.
I believe that's Jared Lund. Small left-hander.
Payoff on the way to Porch. Fights it off. Fouled. He'll see another one.
And it is. Lund wears number 23 for the majors. So they'd be going back to a lefty after the starter for the majors, Colby Ring, came from the left side.
Ball 4 to Porcelado. Leadoff walk here in the 7th.
And Porcelado, a guy that can easily turn a walk into 2 bases, 3 bases by chance. He's got the speed to do it.
Your first baseman, number 6.
9 steals coming into action today. That is near the top of the leaderboard in the IBL. Pretty impressive from a guy that didn't start the season in the league, already near the top in steals. And he doesn't wait around either. He'll go on pitch 1, 2, and 3 more times than not, and it's that jumping/running start that we see from Porcelado that gives him a nice advantage to try and steal that extra 90.
Inside to Gom, and it's 2-0. Two and 0 to Gom. Finds the outside part of the plate for a strike. There goes Porch. He's taken off for second. Throw down is on a hop. It is not in time. He's in. Another stolen base for Porcelado, who leads the league by a plenty in that category.
Yeah, like I said, he can turn those walks into 2 bases, 3 bases. He's got that ability where sometimes doesn't matter who your catcher is. DeOlio has a heck of an arm.
2-2 to Gom. Breaking ball. Sliced up into center field. That ball is carrying back at the wall, the warning track. He dropped it at center. Porcelado's going to get the wave around. Jackfish are going to restore a 2-run lead. Gom running all the way is going to go into third. From the shade to the sun, Reese. And Toby Simmons bobbled it. And Gom will stand 90 feet away, and it is 8-6 Fish.
Yeah, Gom gave that one a ride, and he might have ended DeLugo's day with that hit to center. Heck of an effort by the center fielder, Simmons, but just got turned around. Had to have made an over-the-shoulder catch if he was going to come up with the baseball, but got a piece, but not enough. Unable to haul it in, and that results in a 3-bagger for Austin Gom.
Attention fans, our package draw winner tonight is Colby Branning.
And that will
Colby Branning. And
bring in the
our first
left-hander,
winner tonight is
Jared
Steve
Lund,
Deere.
the London
Please
native.
report to the Crime Stoppers table.
Stands
Up on the
5'8",
course.
165. This will be game number 7 for him in this 2025 season. In 6 innings, that ERA up at 10.5. He has struck out 5, walked 3, and allowed 9 hits. So after, like I said, starting with a left-hander, Majors go to a right-hander in DeLugo and back to a lefty here with Lund.
You see in center, Reese, can we get a look in center field on the center fielder Toby Simmons there? That glare where that ball was traveling is right exactly where it landed. You can see there the light pole has that sun, the last bit of sun on the field, Reese. And that's exactly where that ball tracked to. And I mean, one of the toughest things in sports is to try and track that through the shade and into the sun. Hit Simmons' glove, bounced off, and a great defensive outfielder, Simmons too.
Yeah, it was a heck of an effort. Again, it looked like he may have got turned around a little bit going for that fly ball, trying to recover, just was unable to make the over-the-shoulder grab. But yeah, it's funny how baseball works sometimes. The only sun right now on the playing surface other than the right field corner happens to be exactly where that ball was hit for Gom. So again, it'll probably force the London Majors infield in. There are nobody out with a runner at third base.
$2,097.
You're going to bring up Brandon Hupe.
If you have ticket number D,
And actually doesn't look like the Majors infield is going to come in. Now they will. Okay, so it looked like the middle was headed back at first, but they're going to rush in and join the corners on the grass.
Hupe a wave and a miss, strike 1.
Tried to ambush Lund right out of the pen.
Lund the lefty, Hupe the righty. 0-1 on the way. Big looping breaking ball. That just lights your eyes up. It's coming in not very fast. Just outside enough though for Lund to get a swing and a miss.
Yeah, that's one way to come out of the pen. Just throw soft. Everything's soft. There's a fairly big hole up the middle towards the left side with the shortstop being shaded over towards third.
Oh, he wanted that one too, and a swing and a miss from Hupe, strikes out. So Lund comes in and K's Hupe, and that'll turn it to Brandon Luther.
Yeah, all 3 pitches he saw were soft. And when you're geared up in for a fastball, you know, that adjustment can be a little bit tough. But again, now Luther's got to pick him up. The infield will remain in. Fajardo will move back towards the middle of the diamond. You'll see the second baseman, Amaro, move closer to first.
So here's Luther. Big breaking ball called strike 1.
Nothing hard.
It's coming in really slow.
Yeah. And these guys hate slow pitching. You know, they want to see hard stuff. They know they can drive the baseball. There you go. Despite him taking it for a strike, there's the hard stuff from Lund. As weird as it is to say, it is easier to hit, you know, hard pitching than it is the slow stuff.
I mean, you got to think he's going to go back to that slow stuff. He's going to step off now. Infield all the way in. Take a look at Luther there tonight. Luther legged out a single back in the 6th, came around to score. Also reached on a fielder's choice and scored tonight. Bounces one in the dirt, 1-2.
About a 57-footer there from Lund.
Kind of a wonky windup from Lund on the bump, too. It's almost like slow motion when he throws the ball off the mound.
Well, lefties are weird.
I'm a lefty.
Southpaws are weird. Oh, okay.
I'm weird.
My brother's a lefty, too, so that's why I say it.
Outside for ball 2.
Yeah, and with that soft stuff, you want to try and drive the outer part of the plate here, as I'm being ambushed by lefties up here, apparently. I'm a right-hander, but...
2-2 from Lund. Looping breaking ball sent to center. Didn't even have to move a step as Toby Simmons. Throw home not close. It'll be a sac fly and another productive at-bat for Brandon Luther as Gom will come in to score and extend the lead to 3, now 9-6 Welland.
Yeah, you're pretty happy to make it out there. You get the job done. It's deep enough to center field. Again, a very good defensive player is Toby Simmons, and the throw's a strong one, obviously offline, obviously late, but you get the job done. Your number 9 hitter comes through once again.
Back to the top of the order, base is empty. Boucher in the batter's box. Yeah, CJ's got to do some more. Oh, that's a great look. CJ's outfit is pretty fire tonight. He's going to start sweating through that white soon if he's got to keep doing push-ups here. He did have about a week and a bit off, though, so it's about time he gets back at it.
Say get back in shape after that drink tour around the world. I love that we shared that on Instagram.
That's great.
That was the best.
It's top tier. I mean, they saw the short version of it. We got to see the elongated version of it, which is even better. 2-0 to Boucher, fouls it off.
I thought Canada would have had a better drink. You know, I wasn't
so basic.
Yeah.
I think Germany, the Stein.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. He said he has it too.
I love that. Hey, we had Stein giveaway here too. Of course, the day I was not here.
It's great. Well. I got one at home.
Oh boy.
2-1 on the way. Boucher reaches out, chops it over to shortstop. Fajardo on to first. Half a step in time to retire Boucher and retire the side. We head to the top of the 8th inning here in Welland. Jackfish tack on another 9-6 Fish leading.
Hit it.
Leading off the 8th inning for the London Majors, the designated hitter, number 22, Byron Reitstein.
Euclides Lair in to pitch the 8th for the Welland Jackfish. And, I mean, it's just Brian Esri putting all his chips here on the table and saying, we're winning this baseball game tonight.
Yeah, that's a sign of a team that really wants this victory. You make it 2 in a row after the win last night as well. You would go 2 games up on the London Majors in the standings. Again, it's the end of June. We've got time, but to get this win would be massive, especially 2 straight losses to London.
Yeah.
One here and one at Labatt Memorial Park, so you can also even up the season series too.
Lair comes set and dishes. He's gone 2-1 now to Byron Reitstein, the designated hitter tonight. Reitstein has K'd twice. He's walked back in the 5th inning, excuse me. Thought about it. Where was that pitch?
Great spot. Fans don't like it.
Yeah, you're going to hear from the fans here.
A couple people up here don't like it. Probably more than a couple, but.
Wave and a miss right Stein. It should have been strike 3. Instead, it's a full count.
Yeah, you would have to assume it's a combination of Lair here in the 8th and Mendez in the 9th.
Yeah. Ball 4. So right Stein, a leadoff walk. I mean, it changes the complexion of an at-bat so much to go from a 2-2 count, Reese, to a 3-1 count.
Absolutely. And they're going to get a pinch runner off of this as well. Reichstein will come out.
Josh Niles.
And coming into pinch run will be number 95, Charles Bowman.
Now pinch running for the Majors at first base, number 95, Charles Bowman.
He had a little bit of speed there at first base. He has swiped one bag in 6 games, has Mr. Bowen. Again, it's a 3-run ball game. You aren't playing to steal a bag and get 1 run. So
Uke pumps in strike number 1 to Niles. Niles tonight has hit into a fielder's choice. Reached on it. He's also grounded out a couple of times. He's 0 for 3. Niles is in the hole now. 0-2 to Euclides Lair. I mean, Lair was a reliever. Very good reliever at that for much of his career. 0-2 from Uke. Swing on and miss. Strike 3. Lair gets Niles on 3 pitches. 1 away.
that is strikeout number 23 on the season for Euclides Lair. Now has pitched in 23 1/3. So averaging 1 per inning is number 27 in green. ERA phenomenal at 2.34. You saw the numbers on the screen. And again, it speaks volumes about how well the starting staff has pitched.
Oh, he was off on it. It was Bowen and is fouled back.
Please, everybody clap your hands.
And it's strange to steal in a situation like this. You're down by 3. You want to stay out of a double play, I get that, but with Mullen behind the plate, I'd say it's too big of a risk to try and get a guy in scoring position to make it 9-7 with a hit.
It's a great look there from our camera down on field level. Bowman gets a couple of extra steps. Good lead off of first base. Not going to go this time. Lair pumps in strike 2. Not messing around anymore, Uke. Lair ahead 0-2. Here's the offering. That one is sent in the air, left field. Not very deep. Boucher's camped under. He makes the catch. 2 down.
Yeah, and after that leadoff walk to Reichstein.
Number 52, Kenny Sugi.
Lair gets himself a K, gets himself a lazy fly ball. Now he's got Kenny Sugi into the box. And to head to the 9th, if he gets Sugi, it would be 9-1-2 due up for London.
Strike 1. I don't think Uke has thrown a ball since he allowed the leadoff man a walk.
Yeah, that'll get a guy fired up.
Lair comes sent with the 0-1. Just missing on the outside.
That's your fault. No, it's all good.
Come at me.
I've been there.
Here it is. Bowman dancing around at first. Sugi fouls it off. 1-2.
Yeah, I took the one off the chin for Castaldo's home run the other week.
Yeah, at least mine didn't cost me any runs.
Yep, big time.
Didn't we lose that game like 2-1? 3-2?
5-2, I think.
5-2, yeah.
Still, though, without a 2-run shot, 3-2. Never know what can happen.
That's very true.
So, yeah, I took that one.
1-2 on the way. Uke trying to retire the side here in the 8th. He offers. He got him looking. Strike 3. See you later. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Fish remain on top by 3.
Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now. Just leave it there at that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up 'cause I'm back in my zone now. 'Cause I'm back in my zone now.
That's what makes you beautiful. Come on, Fanatics. Make some noise for Southside CJ. Song for our generation.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Fish, the center fielder, number 11, Gio Morello.
Let me see it go up and down. Rotate that down. I want to touch that thing when you make it go round and round.
Do you think Victor Payano likes Gio's walk-up song?
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
He was grooving in the dugout. As strike one pumped into Morello. 0-1. Fish up 3-9-6. Thanks for joining us. Another edition of Jackfish Baseball here at the pond. Alec Murray alongside Reese Dumani, sorry.
Bro. I'm going to throw some hands in here. No, we're good.
For the record,
I got the joke.
Yeah, you're here.
I got it.
We got it. Strike two to Gio Morello. I had to do it.
Yeah. You had to get it in once.
I did.
Yeah.
At least one time.
Yep. I'll give you it.
It's getting saucy over here.
I think I was going to ask you do you think Payano enjoyed his walk-up song more or CJ's version of What Makes You Beautiful?
I mean, that was
solid.
Tremendous. I mean, he really got into it in the chorus.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he really fired it up.
Yeah, you know what? That performance had everything. It had CJ trying to hit the chords. He had the crowd involvement, too.
Throwing his wig.
Putting on a show.
As always. 1-2 on the way from Lund, and it's sliced foul by Morello. Couldn't get the last guy to sing the chorus, though. It's kind of an L.
Yeah.
Fan dropped the ball there hard.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
He would have got the golden buzzer from me. On AGT, America's Got Talent, because he's American.
I've never seen that show.
Wow, really?
I don't watch talent shows. I think they're a little boring. It's a nice way to put it.
1-2 on the way to Gio. Bounces in the dirt, 2-2.
Big Survivor guy. Reality TV. Yeah.
I hear you. Reese is going home to watch Survivor tonight. Hopefully we're going home with a Jackfish win.
Yes, sir.
2-2 on the way from Lund, who remains in the ball game for the Majors. To Gio Morello, the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 8th. Right to the backstop. Look out. Now full count.
That's two pitches in this sequence that have come way inside on Gio Morello. First one's a breaking ball. All he did was stand there. But already hit by a pitch in the game today. One more wouldn't hurt, but he's also worked it full.
Brent's starting to figure the camera out there. That's a great shot. Down to field level. Ball four it is. And Gio Morello will take a walk. Look at him follow it. I'm super impressed with Brent down there.
What a stud.
What an absolute weapon. So Gio Morello's aboard with a walk. And that'll bring in Jonah Weisner here.
For shortstop number 4.
Weisner been on base 3 times. He's singled twice. He's walked. Also got a stolen base on the score sheet today. They're looking for a little bit more insurance before they hand the game over to Davey Mendez, who is throwing in the Jackfish bullpen.
Gio is lead off first base. Lund the lefty, so he can stare him down. Pumps in strike one to Jonah Weisner. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for the Majors in the bottom half, in the top half of the 9th inning. Weisner in an 0-1 count. Lund, long pause. Now he's going to toss over to first. Gio's going to be back in safely. A little bit of everything tonight from the Welland Jackfish, who hold a 3-run lead. I mean, that's as big as the lead has gotten today for either team. Weisner flares one foul. Up into the seats, look out. The fan comes away with that baseball.
Got to get Ryan to check out Brent's awesome camera action.
Yeah.
I think he needs a raise, Ryan. No, he's not.
He's eating the nachos. My nachos.
I think because I mentioned raise, he's like, yeah, I'm not going to touch that one.
No dice. Just like that strike 3 call to Jonah Weisner, and he sat down on strikes. Yeah, that was not a strike by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it looked a little off. But again, it's tough to argue with a guy who's been on base 3 times. And now you hand things off to Robert Mullen, who has reached base safely once, and it was via the intentional walk. Back in inning number 1, he has lined out, grounded out, and flown out. That last at bat was a deep drive to left center field that was run down by Zadunik.
I thought it was gone.
Yeah, off the bat. Everybody did. Everybody in the building thought it was gone.
Except for the baseball.
Except for Zadunik.
Yep, he knew. That was right to Mullen Alley, too.
Yep.
Left center. Maybe he gets one back here. 1 on, 1 out. Don't touch. You're already eating the nachos over there. I can't eat them. Now you're eating them in front of me.
You got to check out Brent's camera work. It's
yeah, he's doing a pretty
solid.
good job. Yep. We'll let him know down there at field level. How are the nachos? Good? Most likely at some point. They're going to throw over again.
That's twice.
Fans don't like that one.
Okay. I'm
Up
in.
here?
Yeah.
At the broadcast booth? Okay,
All right.
I'm down.
Yep.
Only in Suite 1. If he throws over, we get a free slushie in Suite 1. Sold. Lund delivers. Mullen takes inside. I mean, Gio should just walk to first base or at second base at this rate.
I thought we were about to see a back pick from Deolio. The only way they can get it over to first.
Yep. Look at that lead. Oh, he's going. Looper stays outside, 2-1.
That's the thing. You get busy with Gio Morello over there at first base, and then he starts to throw you off when you've got arguably the best power hitter in the league at the plate. And then you hang one, and then it's 11-6.
Or you bounce one in the dirt. Morello's already halfway to second base, and he'll make his way there easily into scoring position.
3-1. Do they walk him again? He's looking for that, too. I think they are.
They're going to. That's no fun.
Oh, Roop.
Roop, there it is again. I'm going to have a discussion with him after that. Well, they take the bat out of Robbie's hands again.
Another big smile. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, I did say that since Mullen has left London, he has been a major killer.
Yep.
And they'll opt to go to Grayson Barrett. Look at him down there. Look at that grin. So Mullen's on base. I'm actually shocked Roop would put that much speed on first. Look at, there he goes to second. Speed kills.
Attaboy, Alec.
Mullen gets himself into scoring position. If you blinked, you missed it. Nobody knew it was coming. And now runners at second and third.
Draws the infield in.
Does draw the infield in. Grayson. Base hit will likely scores a pair here. Lund bounces in another one. 2-0.
Tough sequence for DeOlio.
Yeah.
A lot of balls in the dirt here.
He's getting beat up behind there.
That's the job of the catcher. Got to be a brick wall.
2-0 to Grace. Barrett tonight reached on an air, singled, grounded into a fielder's choice. Sounded good off the bat. It is really high into center field. Simmons has a beat on it. He'll make the grab. Tagging from third is Gio. He's easily in to score, and a sacrifice fly, and another quality at bat and a quality out for Grayson Barrett. And the Jackfish have double digits for the second consecutive night. Feels about a little bit better.
Yes. Yeah. We talked about it off the top after a few games where we saw a 0, 1, 2, another 1. Nice to see a 10 spot on the board for the second straight game. And it all started with a 10 spot in the 5th inning yesterday in Hamilton.
So here's Ports with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Austin Gom lingering on the on-deck circle. Lund trying to get through this 8th inning. Send it to the 9th. Porcelato takes a strike, 1-1.
And we'll more than likely see Mendez either way. It's no longer a save situation, but let's get him some work.
In front of this great crowd we have tonight.
Yep.
Everybody loves Davey. Downstairs in the dirt, 2-1. I've been informed 2027. The attendance tonight. Just a casual night at the pond.
Yep.
So that one is up into a sea of fans. Look out in the Miller Lite dock over there.
Everybody clap your hands.
And we've got Canada Day where there's less than 500 tickets available. Again,
I mean,
head to WellandJackfish.com.
Where else would you rather spend your Canada Day than at the pond?
Big time.
Answer is nowhere.
Fireworks afterwards.
Like a lot of fireworks. Like a crazy amount of fireworks. 2-2 on the way to Porch. Here's Lund's offering. Tomahawk chop. That ball is very high and very foul. Down the first baseline.
That was the smoothest slide I've seen on the berm this year.
That was impressive. Like halfway down. Full count now to Porch.
Still got a duck on the pond. Let's see if they can get Robert Mullen around.
Look into Mateo Porcelato. 3-2 to Porch. Lund's offering on the way.
Good take.
And it's ball 4. So Porch draws a walk. And now there's 2 aboard with 2 down.
That's his 3rd walk of the game. Walked in the 5th, walked and scored in the 7th, and now walks here in inning number 8, and that will give Austin Gom another opportunity, who drilled the ball to center field his last time up. Again, heck of an effort from Simmons to even get a glove on that baseball, but unable to make the catch, and it resulted in 3 bases for number 6 in green.
He tagged it. High for ball 1.
That looked pretty good.
Did look like a good pitch.
Not where you want to live against Austin Gom.
No,
but
absolutely not. It's a good point. Delivering outside, 2-0. Hey, P.O. had his first long ball as a member of the Jackfish tonight. Maybe Gom will do it too. That'll be fun. 2-0 on the way to Gom. Called strike one.
Yeah, it's a pitch where 2-0, you're looking for the inner part of the plate, but that one's just a little bit too.
Go! You didn't even flinch. Wouldn't flinch. Would you have caught that? I'm impressed. That had a seeing eye for the director of fun up here, sitting beside us. Fouled off, 2-2. Got to make sure we're behaving ourselves in the broadcast booth tonight.
Why? That was the best response we could have had for that. That was awesome.
We'll do the 2-2 again. Londell reset on the bump. His 2-2 to Gom once again. Another one pop foul. Giving out a lot of souvenirs here tonight is Gom. Nice kept down there by.
Oh,
he gave it
that's
to
awesome.
a kid. There you
right
go.
on. That's cool.
Two and two again. Lund wins the battle. Gom comes up empty. Inning over. A last call for the majors. Davies coming into the ball game. We head to the top of the ninth. 10-6 Fish looking for their second straight win.
Attention fans, now pitching for Welland Jackfish. Number 41, Davey Mendez. Pinch hitting for the London Majors, number 97, Tyler Mosher.
All right, last call for London here in the top half of the ninth inning. Ty Mosher will pinch hit for London against Davey Mendez, who's into the ballgame. Not a save situation, but always entertaining when number 41 is into the ballgame, throwing bombs like that first pitch. 0-1 to Mosher. How about Mosher? Sit for the first 8 innings and then come in and see heat.
Yeah, that's tough.
Catch up to this, 0-2.
Yeah, just when Davey Mendez enters the ball game, not a lot of players in the baseball world altogether can light up a crowd like Davey Mendez does. You can think of some of the greats that have played this game that can do it. In terms of in the Intercounty Baseball League, he's up there. This place gets electric when you hear the trumpets.
Look out. I think Robert Mullen just saved the home plate umpire's life.
Yeah, that's I would have bailed. Yep.
1-2. Fans looking for one thing in particular. Mendez rocks in. Breaking ball. Got him.
No.
Oh. Oh, now you're going to hear it. What a pitch by Mendez. Middle. And it's ball 2.
I mean, first of all, that's not fair. As a hitter, that's not fair. How do you hit that?
You don't.
But, like.
You don't. It froze him. It froze everybody. All right, we'll do it again. 2-2 on the way from Davey. Here it comes. Oh, yeah, he got him. All right, I'll do it with the heat. 1 down in the 9th.
Yeah, like you said, it's hard enough to face Mendez when you've been playing for the last 8 innings. It's a little different coming in
The center fielder, number 96, Toby Simmons.
right off the bench. It's just, sometimes it's not fair.
I mean, one thing that did do is put that in the back of his mind. Oh, he's got that too. I forgot.
Yep.
Oh, look out. Simmons gets hit with a fastball, and he'll make his way down to first base.
And he looked at Mendez the entire way walking down to first. It's a 4-run game. I'm not sure he's really trying to do that. At the end of the day, it's a free 90. You'll take it. And he still hasn't taken his eyes off of Mendez.
Francisco Fajardo.
So now he's aboard on first base, and now he gets Fajardo here. He's going to take off on the first pitch, but it's going to be popped sky high in the air. Where is it? Nobody knows but Gom. Gom makes a great catch.
What a catch.
Fajardo tried to get in his way, too. Gom stayed right with it and made a basket catch 2 down.
We know a little bit about that.
We do.
From the last 2 home games.
What a job. That's such a great catch by Austin Gom.
He's the only guy that knew where it was, too. You saw Weisner put his arms out. Mullen with a late reaction to the ball, too. It's that time of night here in Welland is the sky. Once that ball gets over the lights, it's tough to track.
So 2 down quickly here in the 9th. Zadunik, last chance for the majors. He takes strike 1 at the knees. Mendez loads up 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball, buckles him 0-2. Two out, 2 strikes. Mendez, his look in. Here comes the 0-2. It is a chopper back to the mound. Mendez has it. He'll toss to first in time. Jackfish win number 14 is in the books as they knock off the London Majors in a track meet. 10-6 the final score. And the Fish, well, 2 in a row after a 3-game skid. Back in the win column at home. Got to feel good for the fans. We will pop aside to break. We'll come back for our player of the game, and we'll break it down for you in the post game here at Jackfish Stadium.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. Let me into my zone.
zone. Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Please don't let me in. Yeah. Can't answer my phone now, just leave it there, that tone. Ballin', can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now.
When we at Miller Lite set out to brew a light beer, there came a moment of truth. When we had to choose great taste or 90 calories, we chose both. Tastes like Miller time.
All right, Fanatics, I'm here with the agency player of the game. 3-run shot, no big deal. Teal, how do you want to say to the Fanatics tonight? What do you want to say to the Fanatics tonight in your big player of the game nod?
Oh, I mean, thank you. I think we did a great job tonight.
Welcome to Welland, my friend. Make some noise for our player of the game, Pio Boucher.
And welcome back inside here in Welland Stadium. Post-game, Reese Dumanity, Alec Murray. The Welland Jackfish get it done back on home turf. 2 in a row for the Fish as they get win number 14 in the books with a big 10-6 win over London Majors. Now the series tied 2-2. Pio Boucher, the big swing of the night, your player of the game tonight. Jackfish did it all, and they scored double digits for the second consecutive night.
Yeah, again, got tired of seeing 0, 1, 2, 1, low scoring games. But yeah, back-to-back games. They do it in the Hammer yesterday. They do it here at home today. Nice way to get back in the win column, but also heading into a very exciting Canada Day game coming up.
Very exciting Canada game, absolutely. 24 runs for the Jackfish in their last 2 games. Is the offense back? Because I talked to you earlier on. Pio, I should say, Boucher hit that home run. Yeah. It just felt like tonight, the weights after last night, after the last 4 games, were lifted off everybody's shoulders. Saw a lot looser, a lot more free swings. Yep. Just seemed like a more collective offensive group tonight.
Yeah, you know what? And we talked about it after the game on Thursday, after that 3-2 loss, where Mullen hits that moonshot of a home run to left field, and we're like, okay, maybe it's one hit to get this team back into it. And then you followed it up with a triple from Porch, and you're like, all right, we're back. Let's see some runs. And it just didn't happen. But the next night, they're up 2-1 heading into the 5th inning. They're just looking for some sort of offensive explosion. They get runners on, and you're kind of like, okay, this is the moment. We just need one hit, and they got that hit. It ended up being a 10-run inning yesterday, and the offense looks back to normal. That's for sure.
One downside to this, 7 pitchers used tonight. Yes. After Teal Ortega looked like he was never going to be pulled out of this ball game. Yep. He retired 12 straight after walking the leadoff man, giving up that double to the second hitter of the game. But they did have to use 7. Now, be that, other than 1 inning, really good down the stretch. Uclair was amazing. James Bradwell came in and got the job done. And, of course, Davey Mendez cleaned it up. But need some rest in the bullpen.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to get a couple days off before Toronto comes in on Tuesday. But, yeah, unfortunate the way Teo left the game with that ejection. But we said it after he left. We weren't going to say it while he was throwing. But, he was going to go 9. The way he was looking, he's used to going deep in ball games this season, and he looked on again. So, unfortunate, you get into the middle of the game. London puts up 4. And then just they shut it down. I think that was key for the Welland Jackfishes. Yeah, you had that bump in the road in the game. London took the lead again after going up 1-0 in the first inning, but then you saw zeros back to back from this Jackfish pitching staff. Davey finishes it off, and you can finish on a positive note despite there being a little bit of a rough patch in the middle.
Dog days of summer as we hit July. 3 straight home games following. You get Tuesday, Canada Day. Yep. The Leafs are in town. That's going to be a big one. Massive crowd. Only like 400 tickets left for that one. It'll be sold out. So make sure to go grab your tickets. WellandJackfish.ca to grab those tickets while you still can. They're not going to be any available at the door. But for the Jackfish, just continue this offense. Reese, final thoughts.
Yeah, you're right. Just continue to be good. at the plate, quality at bats, you're not going to score 10 runs a game. It's humanly impossible.
Yep.
Can be done, but
it's fun when we are.
Good luck with it. It is very fun, yeah. But yeah, you got to build off of these 2 games for sure. You got a team in Toronto that came into your park and beat you just not very long ago. So I'm sure they're going to have that in the back of their minds. Crowd's going to know it. It's going to be full here, like you said. You're not going to be able to walk up and get a ticket. So make sure you do that as soon as possible. But yeah, let's ride the wave while we're on it.
Post-game fireworks on Tuesday as well. We can't wait to see you down here at the pond on Tuesday. We'll sign off from Welland Stadium. I'm Alec Murray. He's Reese Dubaney. Thanks for joining us as always. Cheers from the pond. Are we off?